Hey chat, welcome, welcome. It is a Tuesday, which means we're streaming. We are playing Citizen Sleeper 2 today because I played the first one for, I don't know, a stream, but I kept almost going back to it and it was just for lack of time that I didn't. So let's try out 2 and see where it's gone from there. And, you know, maybe if it's big enough and leaves an impression enough, we'll go back and actually play 1. I don't know how long 1 is. Hang on. Hang on, chat. Citizen. I discovered I can't spell Citizen Sleeper or Citizen ever. Time to beat. Like 7 hours? Yeah, 7 hours. I mean, that's not bad. It's like a couple of streams, maybe. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I was super interested in the first one. And I want to say I was terrible at it, but it left an impression. So we'll try the second one. See how it goes. Yeah, I do think that people enjoyed Disco Elysium, also enjoyed Citizen Sleeper. But they are different games. Because this is more of a, if I remember correctly, this is like a turn-based, not turn-based, but it's like day-based, right? And you have to make decisions and stuff. I just went off in my own brain there. Yeah. Yeah, we're playing this day. We are playing Dynasty Warriors on Thursday. Mostly because I need an excuse to play Dynasty Warriors because I keep putting it off and I got so absorbed in Monster Hunter that I didn't play any Dynasty Warriors. And I'm probably going to play a bit more Monster Hunter this weekend. So I need to like kick myself into playing Dynasty Warriors so I start playing it because it's a great game and I know I'm going to love it. And I love Dynasty Warriors. So I need that little push. However, that does mean we're not playing anything for Valentine's. So I'm not going to promise anything. But we might spin up an extra stream for Valentine's. Which I guess would have to be on the Friday. Right? Am I get my dates correct? Yeah, so that would be Friday. So maybe after I've had my curry in the evening and it is later, like far later than usual, I might spin up a stream. We'll see how I feel on Friday, because usually by the time I get to Friday, I'm exhausted, so I don't feel like doing anything. So we'll see how I feel. And then maybe we'll play My Lovely Wife, I think it was, that I found, that just seems dark enough and monstery enough that it fits rather than our, you know, very silly. To be fair, we were going to do date everything, but it got delayed till June anyway. But I think keeping our, any romance-based, if you can even call it that, titles to monster. Like I was tempted with Monster Prom as well, but I don't know enough about Monster Prom to know if it would be fun on stream. I know people who have worked on it, but I don't know enough about it. They made 3 of them, right? Or 4 of them? So yeah. Next week we only have 1 stream, and that will be Avowed. I'm actually really excited to try that. So I assume that comes out on the day? Question mark? Yeah, it comes out on the day, so hopefully it's live the second that we go live, and it's not delayed at all, so we can just play that. I'm really excited to do, because we'll get like 3-4 hours in, so we'll get like the good through the intro and all the rest of it, right? So that should be pretty fun. I'm pretty excited for that. Anyway, let me pause this music. Unpause the game. Put it down to 50% as I usually sit at. And why has it got no sound? Can I just not hear it? You can hear something I can't. Or maybe you can hear static. Is there any sound from the game? Or was it a loop that stopped? It's very quiet. We'll worry about that in a minute. What was I doing? Oh, changing the scene. Oh, I have no idea. Let's do this. It seems to be quite safe in most games. It sounds like a rumble. Yeah, there'll be some interference somewhere. It's fine. We're gonna rip out everything in a month, maybe, to rewire the whole thing when I get the new PC. So we'll survive. It's quite loud today, though. I wonder what's causing it. It's definitely interference. I don't think it's interference. I think it's space engine noises. Okay, that's good. Wait, hang on. I can always just test it. Oh, yeah. Wait, we don't have any interference anymore. Is that just dead silent when I don't talk? It looks like it on my bars. But that's good. Okay, excuse me, eating peanuts when streaming, not a good idea, apparently. I just wanted like a little something, and the dust is not good when you talk. Okay. Oh, did I just mute it again? No, it's good. Okay. All right. I have no idea what to expect here. Literally no idea. I saw, I think, the announcement trailer, and that was kind of enough for me. So, new game slot. We're not doing it. We'll do it in intended difficulty. Because, I mean, I'll die. And death is permanent. Like, not happening. Okay, let's do this. Confirm difficulty. Oh, wow. Well, you get to choose skill. Oh, wait. Wait. Next class? Oh, wasn't this the one in the trailer? Operator? Operator or extractor. Okay, there's only two. Does it make it more difficult? I feel like I'd go with operator anyway. Reboot. Accrue stress to reroll your action dice. Ah. Operator sleepers are built to work with drones and remote machines over local networks to perform corporate resource extraction from a distance. Operators have expertise in working with interfaces and computer systems, but are more physically fragile than other sleepers. The reboot skill allows them to hack their own systems to re-roll dice. It got really loud. All of a sudden. A risky but potentially powerful move. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. And I don't think this is a choice, right? This is just telling me what we have. Is it just like we have 0 endurance? Is that what I'm understanding? Yeah, they don't have any intuition. Okay. Okay. We'll go with that. In the moment before waking, the dark space before conscious thought, you struggle to find the pieces of yourself. Usually these pieces come with a particular cadence, each appearing sequentially, like the boot process of an old terminal. First your body, artificial, compromised, but relaying sense data all the time. Then it's context, the breeze of air filtration, the soft contact of your birth in 0G. Then emotion, coming into focus, coming into your body, bringing with it the first instinct, the one that has framed your past 100 cycles, fear. But that familiar sequence does not arrive. Instead, you are unmoored in space, your body distant, your context silent, even your emotions somehow obscured and scattered. Among the disarray, only familiar thing arrives, the fear. It is a scrambled, panicked fear, the drowning fear, the falling fear, the fear that makes you reach desperately for any stable point. It is fear that tells you something is wrong. Something is very wrong with you. Wake up, sleeper. The voice is whispered in your ear. Wait. What? I guess that makes sense. An act that makes you suddenly aware of your head, pulsing in pain, your body rigid with tension. Sleeper, a familiar name, a mind copied, emulated, a body built, implanted. One person sleeping until their debt is worked away. The double being made to work, to be consumed, and eventually to be destroyed. A proxy, an emulation, a sleeper. That's what you are. Miri sick? Well, I'm glad you're here, but I'd rather you weren't sick at the same time. I hope you're well. Well, otherwise than not being you know what I meant. There would be a stream whether you were sick or not, just to point that out, so I'd rather you weren't sick. This reads like Ergo Proxy anime vibes. I don't know what Ergo what. Swords around a fuzzy head could be worse. Oh, make sure you're resting. But you escaped. You remember that now. Broke free of your corporate creators. I'm assuming that was the first game. I vaguely remember the first game starts and you're working on a space something or other. Essence up. In search of a future, you cannot remember the details of your escape, but you know the fear that has been with you ever since. All of a sudden, you remember you have eyes, and your eyes flicker open. Pale eyes in a pale face, Lane. The name comes with its own specific sensation of fear, one you recoil from instinctively. Sorry to interrupt, a sharp smirk, but this ends here. You search your mind for more than a name. Is it how you reward me for your is this how you reward me for my generosity? Lane is leaning over your horizontal floating body, looking down into your eyes. I took you in, protected you, gave you a purpose. You try to look away, to the corners of your vision, to find something you understand. Your body does not respond, but I suppose that wasn't enough. He reaches into the pocket of his jacket and retrieves a small vial. This wasn't enough? The vial glitters, this object you know and have known for a long time. Stabilizer, the drug that keeps your artificial body, your emulated mind from inevitable decay. The only balm for your planned obsolescence. The liquid roiling in the vial fills you with disgust. I remember that. That was the stuff we had to, like, earn in the first one. Lane pockets the vial, but it would be wasted on you now. After what you've done to this body of yours, he looks at you with a palpable disgust. Isn't he also a sleeper? Kind of looks like one. Lane's eyes scan your body, and as they do, you become aware of the wires and tubes attached to you. Those that were meant to free you from your dependence, from the stabilizer and the control it grants Lane. They are free, you piece of shit. They don't need you anymore. The voice comes from somewhere behind Lane's head. It is a voice you know, but when you search your mind to try and understand why, you find only dizzying darkness. Shut him up, Lane barks the command, and you hear the sound of impact of pain from elsewhere in the room. You try to move your limbs again, and this time you feel a flicker. The twitch of a finger. You feel the extension and compression of synthetic muscle. Free, are you? Lane smirks. You were free when I disabled your tracker, when I gave you the stabilizer you needed. He scans your body with angry eyes. Now, you aren't free. You're just broken. I had such big plans for you, Sleeper. I invested in you. Lane grips your arm hard, and you feel a jolt of reaction. You will the arm to move, but you have all ruined that. Lane speaks louder over the sound of the struggle behind him. I will try to preserve your body, of course. I have my own uses for it. But your emulation? You feel one of his hands searching behind your head. He finds the grip, finds and grips the thick cable running into the port at the base of your skull. I will burn that out. Lane jerks forward, slamming across your body, then spinning away from sight. You feel yourself rolling, the cables plugged into you, looping and wrapping around your limbs. Then you feel hands steadying you, pulling cables. You glance around wildly and see someone diligently unplugging you. You meet his eyes. Hey. He waves a hand in your dazed face. We need to move. Lane won't be out long. He unloops a cable from around your wrist. Sleeper? Help me out here. You blink slowly. Do you know this person? He leans over you and you feel his hands on the connector, flicking switches, releasing locks. Come on, come on, come on. He tugs the connector clear and pulls you up. You see the room you're in for the first time, filled with tech and terminals, wires waving everywhere, all lit by big windows looking out at an impossibly bright, screen-filled street. Beyond. Whoops, I read that wrong. In the corner, you see the dark shape of a floating body surrounded by a glittering constellation of crimson baubles. Is that blood? Move! You are wrestled and shoved towards the door, which slides open in front of you, and then you're out in that brightness. All that movement, gliding hard towards some unknown destination. You come to a stop in a dark alley, the one who guided you here, pausing to catch his breath. He doubles over beside a massive life support unit that sends a lukewarm breeze across your skin. You stare at him, trying to recall anything about him. You notice his tattered jacket, his lightweight clothes. You remember this station runs hot, something about the power that flows through this place. He looks up and meets your eye. What's going on, sleeper? He wipes sweat from his forehead and it floats away in a swarm of spheres. Talk to me. Who are you? Who is that? Where are we? Well, I knew who Lane was, right? At least the character I am playing knew who Lane was. I don't know who he is right now. You see the concerned frown across his face. Don't mess with me, sleeper. That's not funny. He comes in closer, eyeing you carefully. What station are we on? He narrows his eyes and waits for the answer. You close your eyes, trying to recall. You force your way through the dark to the image of the station. No, a city, growing on the back of a vast set of hexagonal solar cells, shadowed by them. You open your eyes. Dark side. The word leaves your mouth like an exhale, an instinct. Before you heard yourself sound it, you didn't know where it was there. He sighs. And me? Who am I? You see something like fear in his eyes. Panic, perhaps. You stare hard at his face, the slight upturn of his mouth, the intensity of his stare. Nothing comes. He closes his eyes and drops his head, putting his hands on his temple. The reboot. He speaks quietly to himself. Lane interrupted the process, and he lifts his head again and stares at you. We need to keep going. We need to leave. He turns and kicks off down the alley. Come on, the rig can't be far. As you are led through the passages and serviceways of the station, you try to recall your life here. The texture, the temperature of Darkside feels familiar, but you struggle to pin specific memories to it. Focusing hard, you recall waking up in these passages, cycle after cycle, the rhythms and the station flowing over you with the crowds. You recall desperation and the slow decay of your body that caused it. Then Lane, those pale eyes, offering you a glittering vial, stabilizer, the promise of supplying more for your work, a deal he locked you into like a cage. There your memory fails you, but in the dark beyond that moment, the residue of panic, of fear, remains. You were Lane's prisoner, Lane's plaything. You shudder in the cold passage. Wait. Your guide holds up a hand, and you stop your glide using the wall. Ahead you see a tunnel open up into a wide open bay, with a few doors leading to cylindrical tunnels, the docks. They're watching the rig. He nods towards the docks, and you see one of the doors has a couple of figures flanking it. One covered in ornate tattoos, the other with bright silver implants along their cheekbones. Utsubo, Lane's guys. He looks at you and shakes his head in frustration. All this, and it's not coming back to you, is it? Something catches your eye, and you see he is playing with a coin, nervously turning it over and over in his fingers. He sees you looking and slips it away. He places a hand on his chest. I'm Seraphine, alright? He looks pained when he speaks. Lane? He was our captor, both of us. We did this so we could escape. We needed to reboot you, to break your dependence on stabilizer. He pauses. You know what that is, right? You nod, meekly. But Lane interrupted me back there. The reboot didn't complete, and... He sighs and shakes his head. We'll still make this work. He looks back at the docks. I'll lead them away. You get the dock bridge open. If we make it to the rig, I know how to get us in. Got that? He searches your face for a sign of recognition. What's the rig? Oh, this poor person is gonna, like, completely evaporate if I say, like, oh, what's the rig? I've got it. Get that door open. I mean, I'm an operator, right? Opening a door should be easy. He pats you on the shoulder. I know you can do this. Seraphine kicks off hard and glides onto the docks. Over here, shitheads. He bellows to the guards as he barrels through. They immediately push off the wall, giving chase. You wait a breath then glide across to the door they were guarding. You look, already panicked, at the tightly sealed door, its control panel locked out. You hear a shout from somewhere nearby. You need to get it open. Okay, tutorial. During the scenes, you may encounter skill checks where you can perform certain actions using skills. Like the dice actions you will encounter later, skill checks can have a positive, neutral, or negative outcome. The better the rating of your skill, the more likely you will succeed on a check. The odds of success are displayed when you select the check. You can see more info in the guide section of the pause menu. Okay, so I can get a positive or neutral outcome from hacking the door, which we need to do. We can get a 50% neutral, 50% negative. I guess was engineer the other one? Was operator? Because I feel like break the seal. This is the two options, right? Like, if I was the other sleeper, this would have the negative one because I wouldn't be able to hack anything. Positive outcome, stress. Okay. You shift across the control panel, your fingers dancing across the keys. Without thinking, you access the maintenance layer and trigger a fire safety venting procedure. The panel drones out a klaxon and the door pops open with a hiss. Go, go! Seraphim flies past you through the doorway into the docking tunnel. You turn to see the two guards approaching fast across the docks and quickly glide after Seraphim. Seraphim is already at the rig's door, inputting an entry code. The rig's door scissors open and you both rush inside. Quickly! Seraphim grabs you by the arm and drags you up to the cockpit, the ship's layout hazy in your mind. He dumps you in a flight seat and straps himself to his own. You see him tap a series of buttons as he does, talking to himself. Come on. The rig's drive rumbles into life, and Seraphim slams a button on the console. You feel the force of the ship's acceleration as it pulls away. Zoom! As the ship glides into place on the connecting bridge, its automatic systems nudged there by the port's docking protocols as you feel a sense of relief. Seraphim burned hard out of the dark side and you dropped in and out of consciousness in your seat as the rig made its way across the belt. But now, with open space between you and Lane, you feel fresher, more awake. Seraphim breaks the silence. We're good, sleeper. His eyes don't leave the monitor and you realize this part of your escape is routine for him. You and he must have docked this ship countless times in your work for Lane. The problem is you don't remember any of them. We made it, he whispers, closing his eyes and letting out a sigh. We certainly did. Stay silent? I feel like I might stay silent at this point. Because I don't know that I'm back enough to be like, yeah, we did good. He kind of needs to be worried about me. He shakes his head and then unclips from the pilot seat. Seraphim reaches up, flicking through a set of switches in a practiced fashion, completing the shutdown. You watch, a little frustrated with your own uselessness. Running the rig, you realize, is just another thing you've forgotten. A clunk that runs through the walls of the ship is followed by a short percussive alarm tone from the pilot's console. Docking complete. Seraphim kicks off from his seat, twisting as he glides past you towards the back of the cockpit. His hands find the rails on either side of the door and he pauses, facing the corridor beyond. He turns back to you, backlit in cold cyan. We need a plan. He glances around. Lane's not going to let us slip away quietly. He sighs. We need to talk. I mean, I do need to talk. I need to, like, get my memory. So maybe that's the best option. Because I have no idea. Like, we keep running. How long have we been running for? Do we always run? Like, what was the last thing we did? Again, this might actually be directly leading on from the last game. I don't know. So maybe that's... I don't think that's critical information. That would be a bit weird. We hide here. I mean, I could say that and he's going to rebuttal it, right? So we need to talk, I think is the best idea. Seraphim furrows his brow. Not now, sleeper. We need to forget. He flinches, the words coming out wrong. We need to focus on something other than... He pauses again, unsure. Us. We need to survive this thing first, then maybe we talk. Fine by me. Yeah, I mean, I don't want Lane to get me. I think that's pretty evident. Seraphim nods, but the tension remains. We have bought ourselves some time. He glances through the cockpit window at the blinking lights of the station. You may not remember Hexport, but I do, and there are plenty of opportunities here for us. If we can keep our heads down, turns back to the corridor. That's what we'll do. He pushes off and glides towards the main lock, and you follow, pulling yourself along hand over hand in 0G. We already emptied the tank on this thing. He slaps a hand against the ship's insides. So we need to refuel, and it won't be cheap. But if you and I know one thing, Sleeper, it's how to work. I'm going to get myself reacquainted, see if I can turn up any old connections. People that might throw us an easy contract. You, glances back over his shoulder, you keep out of trouble. Low profile, got it. Yeah, I'm not going to be like cocky. Why would I be cocky in the state that I'm in? Seraphim stops at the airlock. Stopping the reboot halfway through, pulls out a worn crew jacket from a locker and starts putting it on you. We don't know what they did to you, what that did to you. He jams an arm into a sleeve. I don't want you passing out in... He stops. Don't baby me? Why am I going to be an arsehole to the guy who's clearly just saved me? Well, at least I guess we assume at this point. It'll take both of us? The hell does that mean? I'll be fine. Sure. Seraphim drops his head, swearing to himself. He grabs another crew jacket and thrusts it at you. Just put the damn hood up, will you? You take it and slip it on. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's fair. Seraphim nods. He stabs at the button to open the lock. The inner door hisses open and Seraphim glides through. Wait for a little bit, then leave. Anyone looking for us will be looking for two people traveling together. He looks at you in your worn crew jacket, a limited disguise for what is clearly a sleeper. We meet back here later. Any trouble? Same thing. Meet here. He surveys your disguise again and shakes his head. This is a shitty idea. He gives you one last look. Maybe find yourself something to eat. Suddenly you recognize Seraphim's instinct to look after you. A flash of relationship now lost to the reboot. Catch. Seraphim throws a handful of something towards you. You manage to grab the projectiles, and when you open your hand, you see a stack of cryo chits. And that money, you should get some food. We'll need some more. We'll need some more for fuel and supplies. He grimaces. That means odd jobs on the station for both of us. Seraphim kicks off and glides down the docking bridge. Don't go too far, all right? He shouts as he leaves. Take it slow. And with that, he's gone, leaving the connection bridge and heading to Export's docking concourse. You wait a moment in silence. Think about Seraphim, think about Lane. I want to know more about Lane. The airlock suddenly seems all too quiet. Lane had a way of lowering the temperature in the room, of bringing all attention to focus on his target of choice. You don't remember thinking of him as a protector, a savior, but you know you once did. All you know of him now is as of a pursuer, a tormentor, a nightmare. You shake the thoughts from your head and pull the jacket tight. Let's see what the Hexport has to offer. You kick off and glide into the port. Welcome to Citizen Sleeper 2, Starwood Vector. The game runs in cycles, during which you can perform actions with your dice, use cryo to buy food, fuel, supplies, and items, progress clocks towards new scenes and events. You can review tutorials at any time. Okay. Alright, we're in the game now. What did I... You can quickly visit and leave the rig with right click. Hydrate. Make sure everyone takes a sip. The rig is your ship and home in the Starwood Belt. While the rig is docked at the hub, there are multiple areas you can visit. Bunks, use dice to reduce stress. Galley, use supplies to regain energy. Other locations will unlock as you play. While the rig is at dock at the hub, your crew will also help to gather resources to contribute to the upkeep of the ship. You can choose which resources they should focus on in the crew task menu to the left. They have a random chance of acquiring it at the beginning of the following cycle. This clock is a cycle clock. It will progress towards an event each cycle. Its completion will trigger significant events. I remember that. I think we... Did we... I vaguely remember, I think we died in the last... when we tried the first one. So what is this? Hexport docks. Hexport exchange. I need to get food, right? In Citizen Sleeper 2, you perform actions by assigning action dice to them. The higher the dice you assign, the more likely you will succeed in an action. But your dice will be modified by your skill. Your skill modifier for the action is displayed on the right and will reduce or increase the value of the dice assigned to the action. Like skill checks, dice actions have 3 outcomes. Each action is rated safe, risky, or dangerous. Based on the outcomes it has, the more dangerous an action is, the more significant both its rewards and consequences are. Okay. Well, this isn't about getting food. So maybe the food thing was throwing it off. Chat to crews. Explore the docks. Hexport connections. So these are the only things I can do right now, right? What was there a way to get food in here or anything? So odd jobs plus cryo. Scavenge fuel source supplies. Oh, I need to supplies. Oh, it's telling them what Seraphin's doing. Oh no, he's after fuel, right? No, he was after jobs. That's fine. He can stay after jobs. Let's not mess that up. You can't see every... maybe top left is better. What's up here? Yeah, let's do this. Whoop. I think that's probably better. Okay, trade scrap. Trading scrap is about identifying materials and cleaning up components. It's an engineer's job more than a trader's. Engineer is the other one, right? I'm this one. We could do this, right? Input dice. Wait, how do I... Oh, I like drag it. Oh, okay. So I have 2 6s that are full over 3, and I have a 4. I feel like I really need this to work. 100% positive? Is that my... Okay. Oh, because I have a bonus, I can get to 5, but it means it's risky. I probably shouldn't mess around with risk immediately. It does still say risky, but it says 100% positive. That's 50%. That's 25%. Yeah, let's make sure this is going to happen. You just progressed a clock. Clocks track your progress towards both positive and negative events, and it can be filled by performing actions or by pressing the passing of cycles. Yeah, which is down here. The rules of exchange. I'm basically just looking for jobs, is what's happening here. You intervene with 2 brokers struggling to unpick a center. You expertly unpick its security protocols. They are impressed. I can't do this again, right? Oh, I can. I want. Is this clock connected or is it a different clock? It's a different clock. Okay. Intuition. What? I have intuition. I don't have. What's the one? I don't have. I know I'm not strong at stuff, so I guess both of these are fine. Wow, that's. I mean. We can do the 100% positive again. This is going to go badly because I've used both of my, like, positive stuff. New location discovered? Oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, we've got more stuff. I got to get used to the control. I'm trying to control it like a city builder and move around the map, but that's not how that works. It's more like zones. Why has it got a little /C in it? Does it cost money? Oh, here you can eat in exchange for cryo. Eating gives you energy and stops you starving. Different foods give different amounts of energy. How can I see my energy? Is that my energy? I know I'm most likely hungry. Oh, Playstar and Stoker? SNS is a spacer gambling game played with custom magnetic dice. Chits are stashed in symbol-marked cans, and the winning is ruthlessly luck-based. Oh, wow. I can just, like, full-on gamble for trying to get some extra crits. Or chits, sorry. Or I can buy a Ben's Fry. A plastic bag of fresh fried salt-flecked tubers. The Ben's Fry brings spacers back to the scattered tables of a bar. of the bar cycle after cycle. And that's for 7 cryo. I have 24 cryo. I don't think I need to gamble just yet. Yeah, that was my energy. Okay, cool. And what's this other one that I found? Does this work? Oh, this is to buy stuff. Oh. I can buy fuel. I can buy some supplies. I don't know what I need for the condition. So this is the main clock, right? So basically, I guess I go until I've used all my dye or don't want to do anything else, and then it will allow me to progress the cycle. I kind of need this to happen. What happened with this one? We halfway on this one too. Yeah. I mean, we could do this. Well, that's not... Sure. Ow. I mean, it did something. Spotting you are a sleeper, a crew shouts across the docks at you. You give them a wide berth. Okay, so that didn't go very well. Do I want to focus on trying to get this sorted, though? If I do intuition, it's the same outcome. That's okay. You find yourself the target of some bored and aggressive spaces and try to lose them in the dark passages. So basically, the negative would be really negative. But I think it was the... Was it the same? Yeah, it was kind of the same. I don't know what... I don't think I get anything different out of these. I guess 25 positive is 1 tip? Oh no, because I got... I must have got positive before. But maybe it was just because of the chances. I would have got 100% positive, which was that much. You have a good sense of this humming way station. Time to use that knowledge to your advantage. You use all your... You need to end the cycle of your ship. Okay. But we got to that part. Oh. You are gliding across the docking concourse. You hear a scuffle. The noise of raised voices cuts through the conversation, drifting out of the dockside shops. Glancing down an alley, you see the huddle of figures shouting back and forth. You spot one man in the middle of the group, surrounded, pushing the others back as they grab at the bag slung over his shoulder. You don't like the way this looks, but then again, Seraphine told you to keep your head down. We could cause a distraction, right? But then do, like, huddle of figures shout at you. Man in the middle of the group surrounded. The chances are this isn't going to do anything for us, so let's do this. Neutral outcome. There you go. You look around for something that could break up the fight, and you see a thick cooling pipes running on the alley wall. You quickly try to understand the system and choose a valve to start spinning. As you do, the system begins to vent in sequence down the alley. Violent jets randomly burst into the air. There's a scramble in the alley, and you spot the figure who was being attacked drop down to the alley floor. Then your vision instantly fills with pale liquid as a jet of coolant jumps out nearby, missing you, but sending you into 0G. That doesn't feel very neutral. After a few moments, you manage to steady yourself, and as you do, you see a clear alley, the assailants having fled, and one figure gliding towards you. I suppose you think that was clever. The man gives you a severe look. Have you like to break up fights you didn't start? He laughs. Belt's gonna eat you up. He shifts the large bags on his shoulder, weightless but unwieldy in 0G. How about some thanks? I was helping? Ooh, I don't like either of those answers. I don't want to be an asshole, so I was helping was a good one. The man laughs. Well, he shakes his head. Thanks, I guess. He kicks off and drifts past you. You watch the man go, and then, after a moment, he stops and turns back. He rubs his forehead, looking down as he does. What's your deal, anyway? He sighs. Maybe you're new here, but Hexport is no place for do-gooders. I need help. I know what it's like. I don't quite know if that's the right response. I need help. The man raises his eyebrows. So you look for trouble? He shakes his head. You've got it all wrong. Look, let's not hang around, alright? The man pats his chest. I'm Femi. He unshoulders one of the bags and pushes it towards you. Make yourself useful. Let's head. Hey, we found some work. You get the strap of the bag over your shoulder and follow him through the docks, gliding past the concourse towards the connecting bridges. He cuts down a side passage, looking back to check you are following. Then he stops at the docking bridge connecting to a dull green ship with yellow markings. You look out the viewing window at its odd catamaran-like shape, seemingly built from two separate hulls welded together. Symbol Crash, he says, and you assume that's the ship's name. Femi, you bringing in strays? A young woman, brightly dressed and stretching as she glides, drifting into the passage. She glances at you. No offense. Nia, Femi shakes his head. This one, he squeezes your shoulder, helped me fend off some Hexport scum while you were busy sunning yourself. Nia raises an eyebrow. I'm sure you could handle them, big brother. Her glib response hides the flash of concern that passes across her face. You can't tell if Femi noticed. Nia turns to you. Thanks. She smiles sweetly. And I'm sorry for my brother. She shoots him a glance. Just in general. Nia, Femi murmurs. Enough for now. Enough now. He reaches over and takes the bag you were carrying. Nia rolls her eyes at you but stays silent. Factory row wouldn't take these. Femi hefts the bags. I'm going to load them back up. Maybe we'll find a use for them. He turns back to you. Thanks for the assist, Sleeper. He nods firmly. Not what I expected. He slaps the button on the bridge door and kicks off along the docking bridge on his way to the Symbol Crash. Nia looks at you with raised eyebrows. I hope my brother was joking. Or did you really help him? I tried. Thank you. She looks back at my ship. Back at the ship. My brother needs more help than he admits. It's okay. I don't need to, like, delve into the past. She pauses, thinking. I want to ask you something. She takes a deep breath and gives you a direct look. What is she building up to? Are you looking for a crew? Ooh, yes, probably. She looks away. Sorry to be direct, but you seem like, well, if you're on Hexport, maybe you're with a crew? She stops herself. I mean, maybe your crew needs crew. Maybe you're looking? Why do you ask? Nia looks back at the ship and then at you. Look, I'll be honest, being on a crew with my brother is nice, but he is suffocating me. She frowns at her own bluntness. I'm not a kid anymore, you know? But he still sees me like one. She shrugs. I want to show him I can handle myself. I need experience. I need to run some contracts. She gives you a determined look. What do you say? Shouldn't you ask your brother? I mean, I'll think about it. I'll think about it, right? I'm a good salvager, right? You can use me. She smiles. I can spot things, find gaps, ways in. She folds her arms across her chest. I know what I'm doing. Femi taught me well. She glances back at the ship. Just consider it, alright? Let me prove myself. Suddenly, a shout comes from the ship, echoing down a passage. Femi, he makes both of you nervous. Nia looks in his direction. I should go. She pushes off towards the docking bridge. I'll be waiting. Nia gives you one last glance as she departs, then disappears into the docking bridge, leaving you alone in the passage. Hey, we got a crew member. Well, that's cool. What is this one? I can't do anything, right? Because I need to... Yeah, I need... Freight loading. Okay. I need to rest. Or whatever it is that I do here. What's the button to do that exactly? Oh, end cycle. What a curious game. We're in trouble, Sleeper. Seraphim leans into the bunks as you are getting up. Without further explanation, he disappears down the corridor towards the rear of the ship. You drift out into the passage, pulling on your clothes, and glide down the length of the rig. The cool air makes you shiver. Seraphim is a silhouette silently leading the way. He stops at the far end, diverting through a side door, shooting you a glance as he does. You find Seraphim inside, holding one of the tangle of arm-thick tubes that are waving in the zero-G engine room. You know what these are? See you later, Tom. Tubes, fuel pipes, or no, tell me. Tubes? Yeah, it feels like the obvious answer. Seraphim rolls his eyes, but you see a hint of a smile. Thanks, genius. These are the engine's feed lines. He waved one in the air, and before you ask, no, they aren't supposed to be waggling loose. What did you do? No. What happened? These must have broken loose when we pushed the ship hard on our way out of the dark side. He looks at the mess. We are lucky the reserve tank is empty. Otherwise, it would have been bad. But he pushes the pipe to the side. No feed from the reserve tank means that the rig's range is limited to the local region only. He thumps the large lumpen housing of the engine. This thing can't take us anywhere far. So we fix it. Seraphim sighs. That's the short of it. Seraphim whacks the engine housing again, harder this time. Just not been our run of luck. He turns and starts gathering the tangled feet of lines, his frustration evident in the violence of his movements. We will need a new set of these, that's for sure. He starts forcing them into a crate. So how about you try and track them down? Okay, first task. I'll take a look at things here and see if I can figure out another fix for the reserve tank. He glances up from his work. From what I've heard on Hexport, Factory Row is the place to find ship fitters. Maybe you can find do some recon while I sort this place out. It's on the other end of the station. Okay, let me take a look. Seraphim keeps working. Wait, Seraphim pauses, seemingly unsure. There's something else. He drops the feed lines and they float, waving in the air like tubular seaweed. I've heard word that Lane's on the hunt. He frowns. A message went out everywhere in the local radius of Darkside. He's looking for us. I think shit is the best response there. You said it, which is why we need those fuel lines. I'm gonna try and work something out. Maybe I can improvise a solution. I don't know. He looks down. I'm no ship fitter. But while I do, you go hunting. See what you can turn up, okay? He smiles a weak smile. Get going. You leave the engine room, clanking sound of Seraphim's cleanup efforts echoing through the ship. Fuel feed lines, that's our next step. You take a deep breath and head out. Okay, you have discovered a drive. Drives help you track and choose your objectives in Citizen Sleeper 2. The arrow button at the top left opens the drive menu where you can choose which drive to track. Once a drive is tracked, a yellow marker will be placed above any location that relates to that drive. Drive comes in two types, major or minor. On completion of a major drive, rewards 2 upgrade points and a minor rewards 1. Keep an eye on the drive menu as you progress to see what opportunities and objectives are available and to track what you want to pursue. Okay, well you can't see this because it's behind here, but I only have one and it says escape Hexport. Major, Lane is hunting you. The Hexport isn't far from Darkside. Refuel, repair, find what you need, and then leave before he finds you. Okay. Alright, can I get food? Oh, I can make a meal. I need some supplies, though. Boop. There we go. I was down on energy, so... So I need... Oh, new location discovered. How can I tell what's part of my drive, then? Am I tracking this on... Oh, I'm tracking it now. There we go. Okay, so you can see the little dot. I guess just progressing this is what will end up showing me stuff. Haul materials. That's endurance. I need to do this one. Do I have a 4? No, I only have 1 6 as well. Hopefully this won't hurt too much. Hey, that went well. Neutral outcome. Okay. Neutral outcome. Good, good. New location discovered. Oh, I can buy stuff there. I need to earn... Am I earning money? A little bit, I think. Oh, I'm going to need to use this. I don't have... Unless I do this and then try and do this. Which is only going to give me neutral or negative. Well, let's do this first and see how bad it gets. Hey, we got the neutral outcome. Okay. One more neutral outcome. Come on. Oh, we got the positive outcome. Perfect. You have a little trust with the factories. Now the trick is not to waste it. Perfect. Okay. Factory Row howls as you glide through its cramped passages. Whatever its many bays and rooms once were, they now serve as containers for industry of every kind. Whirring manufactories precisely engineer components with rapidly shifting arms, while scrappers hammer incessantly at bent ship plates. Everywhere you look, there is energy and activity, and for good reason. Hexport itself is built on the derelict fragments of a solar reflector, and even the small amount of energy generated by its remaining mirrors is enough to power a city of machines. It is familiar to you, of course, in a strange, far-off way because of Darkside. That place and your memories of it are a muddy haze, but it's hard to forget the glint of its hexagonal reflectors, 10 or 20 times more in number than Hexport's, and that wild, flickering city growing on the back like a tumor. In comparison, Hexport feels provincial, but deep in Factory Row, you could almost be back in Darkside. And then you see them, tubes just like those Seraphine had waved in your face, the feed lines. You push over the display window at the unit marked Carston Supply in block capitals cut from a hull plate. There amongst an angled shelf of oversized ship components sit the feed lines, like some large biomechanical tangle of snakes. You slip inside where the sounds of a Factory Row is a little screened and spot a large figure working at a bench, hunched over, concentrating. Doesn't seem like he noticed you enter. Say hello. A sharp eye glints at the figure as the figure looks over his shoulder. Can I help you? His accent is heavy but unknown to you. These feed lines, how much? There's a sharp clink as Carston places his tools and component against a magnetic plate on the wall. He turns a surprising glance and begins cleaning his hands on a cloth. Those sharp eyes scan you, but Carston's thick-set features do not betray the results of his assessment. Custom built those for a client that never collected. He looks at his hands while he speaks, checking for stray oil stains. You have one of the old MEVs then? He sounds out the letters in a way you don't recognize as he speaks. You try to recall anything you know about your ship, but the memories elude you. Perhaps Seraphine should have come along. You think so? Carston squints a little. Right. Look. Carston drifts off where you are standing, his imposing height evident. For a fellow enthusiast like you, he continues in a distinctive monotone, let's say a few hundred cryo on clean chits. He shoots a glance at the feed lines. 400. Let's say, to be precise. I have 21. Carston looks up and down and sniffs. It's expensive. I know, it's a shame, but it's just what they're worth. He screws up his mouth a little with something that might be a smile. However, I'm more in the bartering type myself. Barter sounds good. I'm a smart sleeper, not a dum-dum. Carston nods sagely. I did keep this. If I have to use this, it would be great. There's a little favor I need a crew for, and well, you look like you might be a good fit. He tucks the cloth away in a pocket and clasps his hands. I know of an old Solheim wreck out there, very old, pre-collapse. It's tucked away in a dead zone, so no one has really ever cut it. He shrugs. Not only that, but Solheim derelicts have a habit of triggering nasty security protocols when approached by an unfamiliar ship, so it's been left well alone. But a salvager like you, with an old Solheim rig, I bet it wouldn't even flinch if it saw you coming. He smiles. I have a special interest, a need for that old tech. Although Solheim ships have a data core, and while I don't care about the accounting reports or material ledgers or whatever they kept on the damn thing, I do care about the hardware. So if I was to find you back here, with that data core in your cargo hold, clean cut and complete, well then, I could see my way to doing a straight barter for those feed lines. Carston pauses, sniffs at the air again. You just need the coordinates. Why do you want it? I don't care. Simple as that? Simple as that, he repeats in his monotone way. So, you interested? He glances back at his workbench because I'm a busy man. I mean, we need the fuel lines. And I don't have 400 monies. Alright then, he holds out a heavy hand for you to shake. And as you automatically reach out, he grabs your forearm instead. Carston pulls you in closer, squeezing your arm. Let's keep this one between us, alright? He half smiles, his face huge and close. It's our deal. Before you can respond, he thumbs a little drive into your palm. These coordinates. And he lets go of your arm with what you swear is a wink. You take a moment to gather yourself, and by the time you do, a whirring fills the air, Carston having returned to his workbench. You turn and glide out of Carston's supply with a growing mix of anxiety and excitement in the pit of your stomach and the cacophony of the Factory Row in your ears. A contract. Seraphine might even be impressed. You look at the drive in your palm and smile. This could be a route out. You think of leaving the place behind in possession of an improved ship, too. Suddenly, a small but firm hand falls on your back, an equally small voice coming from it. Hey, wait up. Oh, another new character. You turn in the passage to see a young woman, her hair waving from the rapid glide she just came out to catch you. She steadies herself using your shoulder. Sorry. She smiles a quick, flat smile. Wanted to catch you. I'm Junie. Her dark eyes flick around nervously. You notice the portable terminal she carries, something data scrapers call a deck, and her backpack full of components and trailing wires. What's up? Karsten, she starts, catching her breath. He sent me to grab you. She smiles that flat smile again. Wants me to come with you on that job. Her eyes shoot down to the drive in the palm of your hand. She smiles again. Why didn't he tell me? She glances back towards Karsten. I guess he forgot he does that sometimes. She looks sheepishly at you. He just grabbed me after you two were done talking, so... Karsten's always sending me on things like this. I guess he wants to help you out. Wants me to help you out. Keep an eye on things. She pauses. I can be pretty helpful. So, she looks around the passageway. Should I meet you at your ship and you can tell me when we're ready to go? No, you random weirdo. You just, like, injected yourself into this situation. I'm not sure. She looks nervous. Sure, I mean, you aren't sure when you're leaving? I'm not sure you're coming. She pauses, thinking, I mean, Karsten said I need to go. He glances back to the shop's direction. And he does get pretty mad when people don't do as he asks. She shrugs. Let's see? Okay. She glances around. Karsten doesn't like waiting, but it's up to you. Junie pushes off and waves. Look forward to working with you. She calls back as an afterthought. Let her go. You watch her disappear down the passage. Things are getting complicated already, but at least you have a contract and a way of getting feed lines. I want the other girl. Although I could probably have used her for the security system. But I'm the smart guy, right? If I was the engineer, I should have taken her, I think. Also, this is a shit ton of reading. It's good. But I haven't read out loud this much for quite some time. At least we won't be doing that on Thursday. Junie clearly works with the data based on the gear she was lugging around, which might make her useful when it comes to pulling out a data core. But the question is, what does she get out of it? Why didn't Karsten mention her sooner? You consider your options as you head back towards the rig. Ba-bam. I don't know about this, Sleeper. Seraphine looks nervously out of the rig's window as you finish explaining Karsten's deal, as well as Junie's offer to help. If this job was easy, Karsten would have done it himself already, which means there's a catch. He frowns at the stars. And there's definitely something going on with this Junie girl. He shakes his head. I think it's a lucky break. What choice do we have? I don't care about this Junie girl. What if we could get the cryo together to buy the feed lines? Why? Karsten wants to barter. You're right, Seraphine sighs. I just can't shake the feeling that we're wandering in blind. Plus, Seraphine gives you a sly look, I did manage to turn up something in my station wandering. Yeah, but we could do that and get the money, and then we could leave with the thing and the money, right? Right? I found a contract board at the exchange further in station. He gestures towards Hexport. We take on a job that might get us some way towards buying those feed lines. I don't think so, dude. Plus, even we do want to take Karsten's job, a bit of money to get ourselves prepared wouldn't be a bad idea. Yes, okay, I agree with that. I'll take a look. Cool. Cool? Good. He didn't say cool at all. While you're at it, you might want to see if you can scare up some freelance crew too. Many hands make light work and all that. Yeah, I found someone. Or we stop messing around, we take Karsten's job right now and get it done before he can think twice. Seraphine yawns. Seems like a whole set of bad options to me. Either way, I've still got work to do on the drive. Seraphine nods a farewell, heading back to the engine room. Let me know what you decide. For a moment you pause, letting the haze of plans and ideas settle on your mind. Suddenly you curl up, pain shooting along your spine. You grit your teeth, your muscles lock tight, your vision narrows as you squeeze your eyes shut. You feel a shift, as if some connection has broken. It's almost impossible to describe, like you're floating away from your body, dispersing, dissolving. It is nothing familiar in the pain. There is nothing familiar in the pain. Nothing to hold on to. You grit your teeth. And then another shift comes and you're back in your body, trembling against the metal wall of the passage. The pain slowly fades, becoming a pulsing throb and then a residual flicker. You flex in 0G, stretching out the tension. There's a strange sensation of distance that persists beyond the pain, a disconnection between your body and yourself, a flickering numbness that refuses to recede. Is this because we didn't get rebooted properly? You wonder if the reboot has done something to your body or if this is some new sensation you'll have to live with indefinitely. It strikes you that you know so little about the body that houses you, it could be moments away from collapse or might persevere for countless cycles like this. You try to shake off the feeling, pushing your hands against each other until they feel like they are yours again. Time is the only thing you need, and right now it feels like it's running out fast. You head for the airlock. You have work to do. Okay. Tutorial, you've unlocked a contract. Open the map screen to view it. That's the map screen. This the map screen? Oh, no, this is the character screen. Oh, boy. Here you can upgrade and configure your sleeper. On the left, you can upgrade your skills to improve the skill modifier applied to dice when you undertake an action. To the right, you can upgrade your push, the unique ability of your class. When upgrading your push, only one upgrade at each level can be active at once. You can configure which upgrade is active at the hub. Okay. I have 1 point available. I don't know if... Are these shared? Also, interface feels like is what I want to just focus on. Although intuition wouldn't be a bad thing to have. Does that mean it costs 4 points or are there 4 levels? Costs 4 points. So I can't do anything over this side. I can't do anything over this side either. To be fair, I accidentally pressed this. Alright, so that doesn't help me right now. Where is the... What is the map screen? Is this the map screen? Oh, the map screen. Boop. Ah, there we go. Contracts are high-risk, high-reward jobs that you and your crew can take on. Contracts require preparation and care to succeed. You'll need to gather enough fuel to travel to the contract, gather as many supplies as you can afford to keep you and your crew going, look for opportunities to recruit crew, temporary or permanent, to help you on the contract. Consider which crew to take carefully. They have different skills and stress resistances, and who you choose can affect the story. Once you're ready, you can select the contract from the map and then your crew to proceed. Does it tell me how much I need? If I click on... Did I go to it or not? Oh, I don't have enough fuel, I think it was telling... Yeah, okay, so I need 3 fuel. Okay. And obviously I need everything else. Complete board contract now. It's fine. I don't need to follow that. How do I get the... 1 second, chat. Actually, I need to pee. I'll be right back. Okay. We need to get some supplies. Do I get money for this or spend money? Constant need of this is endurance. I mean, I have 1/6 I can use right now. Where's the... That's the supplies. So that's where I can get... I can basically pay for stuff. Material processing. Does this get me money or... Sell raw scrap. Yeah, so I can do work here. So I can probably make myself some money. Is there a way to, like, just float around? Do I have to... Okay, right-click at any time does that. It's because... Is it because I need to do this? Why can't I get to the middle? Oh, hang on. I can spin the camera that way. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't go to the middle piece. It's very odd. I can go up or down. Anyway, contract board, Hexport exchange. Where do I find the girl? Nia? I think her name was. It's the goods exchange. Contract board. Whoa, 200 cryo. Oh, it's risky. Oh, but that's another job, right? So I still need to. So what's probably best to do is do some work here. Wait, do I get money for this? How do I tell if I get money for something? These have this has the money symbol on it, right? Let's just try this to understand it. Oops. I got 10 cryo for a 100% positive. Okay, that sucks. I need to get some supplies and things. Where was the purchase thing? Was it here? Yeah. So I need a bunch of fuel. How much are supplies? Supplies are 15. I'm now out of money. Oops. Well, I need to end the cycle. Because I have no more moves left. Okay. New cycle. New dice. Oh, I can tell him, like, odd jobs to get money. Scavenge fuel or source supplies. I need to source supplies right now. Let's take the contract. Oh, crap. I don't have enough money to take the contract. We need to do some work. Let's do... Was this money or not? This is endurance. I don't... Is endurance the thing I don't have? Let's see. Yes. Endurance is the thing I don't have. So any other method of getting money would make sense. This is to buy the feed lines, and this is to deliver the data core that he wants for bartering. Okay. 400 is a lot, to be fair. Sell raw scrap. I don't have any scrap, right? It would be down here. I only get 10 for working here. What happens if I do a slightly worse one? Ow. Ow, it just used energy. Ow. Okay, I probably shouldn't have done that. Let's do this one. 100% positive because it turns into a 6. Cool. Okay, well, there's the crowd to pick up this contract. See what we need for this contract. Wish I could... Can I just click... Whoops. Can I not just click input 10 cryo? It's a drag and drop thing. Okay. New contract on map. Alright. So we have this one, which is 2 fuel. And disable signal source. So this is risky. We could do this, right? I don't know how many supplies I need. Hang on. Can I afford any supplies? No. I really need the money. Oh, I can take Nia with us. Alright. You have to come with me. She's not available, interestingly. Let's take Nia. Travel to contract. Confirm crew. Like, this could go horribly wrong. I'm mostly expecting it to go horribly wrong. It's a drone. Seraphim spots the signal source first and and the light barely shimmering off its dark hull plating, a design trait that betrays its covert use. A flash catches your attention and you see a rent in the hull, through which red lights pulse. Wounded, Seraphim shakes his head. Wish they'd finished the job. You've seen one before? Seraphim looks back over his shoulder towards you. We've seen one before, don't you? Sorry, I know it isn't your fault. He looks at the drone. Lane had us work on one in a Darkside Bay, though it was barely a shell, disarmed and deactivated. He had us searching through its guts for salvage. Even that one gave me the creeps and had its core ripped out. He pushes the ship closer. This one is still live. Conway. Nia kisses her teeth. Corporate scum. You glance over at her and see the fire in her bright eyes. They don't even dare to come here and force us out themselves. It's all proxies and drones. She shakes her head. Typical core-bred cowards. Run into them before? She glances at you. You might say that. She looks out at the drone. You won't see me taking my eyes off that thing for a second. Seraphim carefully guides the ship closer. You watch the drone. System is full of these things now, running missions for their operators. Rare to see one in the belt, though. Maybe got hit during a run-in with Senate stat mercs. It looks like it's drifting. Most of the system's blown out, but look, there. He jabs a finger towards the red light on the far side of the drone. It's still broadcasting. Maybe even receiving? How do we shut it off? Seraphim brings you ever closer. What I remember from the Darkside job is that the central core and the broadcast array need to be shut off to kill these things. Core will turn off local systems, and the broadcast array will sever the link with the Conway operators. Seraphim swallows, but you can bet those systems are protected. Can't we blow it up? What do we need to get from it? I think we needed a chip or something, right? Can't we blow it up? You see any torpedoes on this rig, Sleeper? Seraphim laughs. We gotta shut it down by hand. Your attention is suddenly drawn by a shudder from the drone, like a tremor running across its length. This thing is rigged to blow, Sleeper. We go slow and careful and we don't touch anything we don't know about. He turns to Nia. You hear that? I got you. Seraphim brings the rig to a stop, close enough for you to cross through the open space to reach the drone's hull. Let's suit up. You head down the airlock to prepare. As you get suited up, you think of the corporate war taking place in the inner system, the war that this drone was driven from. Out here on the shore of the conflict, the biggest danger is that this flotsam and jetsam drifting in with the tides and orbits of the system might, one cycle, bring the war with it. For now, the belt is outside of its reach, but looking out at the red pulsing drone, that does not give much comfort. Ooh, okay. Welcome to your first contract. Well, on a contract, you'll be able to assign 2 dice for each crew member, as you would assign your own dice. Pay attention to the crew's skills to use them effectively. Oh, I see. On certain outcomes, crew will take crew stress. When their stress is full, it will no longer be able to use them for perform actions. While on a contract, your energy bar will automatically be supplied for each cycle that you have available supplies. I think I only brought 2 supplies. When your supplies are depleted, both you and your crew will take 1 stress per cycle. Contracts also have their own contract stress. When this bar is filled, the contract will fail. Good luck. Okay, we've probably screwed this up. I only have 2 cycles. So what do we have here? I do vaguely remember this though. Identify route. You have an intuition plus. So does that put you up? That puts you up to 1. Should be you. This is endurance. You have endurance. What about this one? This is interface, which is me, and this is engineer is the worst one. And I don't have anyone who's an engineer. Do I have anyone who's a like? Are you bad at it? Does it automatic? Wow, it takes you down to 2. What about this one? Takes you down to 2. So this is gonna suck, basically. Wait, can I can't do it either, right? Where's my dice? Boop. Okay, so that's gonna suck. However, if I put myself in here, that gives me regular. I think it bonuses for her, right? Yeah, so that makes it 100% positive. So we should be fine here. Okay, we found the route in. Then you should be able to do... create an opening. Positive out. Perfect. Cool. Alright. We've completed that stuff. Right? Oh, no, there's more. Oh, there's more. You can do it more times. Oh, trust me, not paying attention to that. Well, I mean, you've still got this dice. Neutral outcome? Oh, that sucks. You can do this. We have 2 cycles, right? If I can get this almost... I say almost. A half to go through just to get the broadcast access. Neutral outcome again. I gained stress. Oof. I'm going to have to try and finish this if I try and do this, because I don't think I can do anything here. Yeah, that drops me to 1. Oops. And the wheels are separate. Like, I can do this, which I probably should do, I guess, and then do the next cycle. Give me a positive. Come on, 25% chance. Give me a positive. Neutral. It's better than nothing. Negative outcome? Ouch. During a contract, you can use your push ability once per cycle to give you an edge in a tricky situation. Pushing accrues 1 stress, but will give you a key advantage based on your chosen class. Okay. Wait, oh, the push is here. Oh, plus 1 stress. Reroll 1 lowest dice. Where's my stress bar? That's my stress, right? So I can do that. It re-rolled it to a 1? No, you're kidding. You've taken damage to a dice because of stress. When your dice are rolled at the start of the cycle, your stress dictates if you take damage or not. Higher stress means a higher chance of damage. The white markers above the stress bar... Thanks. Tell you which numbers will damage your dice when rolled. Each dice has 3 dice health, which is depleted. The dice will break and must be repaired. Okay, so you basically have to like pay to repair it, no doubt. I can't believe it just rolled a 1 to a 1. That's ridiculous. I don't even want to use these. These are going to mess me up like really badly. And I don't think I can put my use to anything here. It's 50-50. You know what? I'm already stressed to hell. I'm really stressed to hell. And the drone stress. I wasn't paying attention to that. Okay, bad idea. We're gonna end the cycle now. Yep. Yep, let's not blow up the drone where we'll all die. What does this mean? Rest and recover? Yeah, I can't do it while I'm on a contract. Yeah, that's okay, so it's just still giving me the options of the rest of it. Let's try and get this broadcasting stopped. Wait, what's this one stopping? Was this one the blowing up part? Control access? I guess I do need that to finish this mission. I should probably have focused on this one, but I didn't. I don't have the engineer here, which was probably the other person. Let's try and do this. You can do this. Hey, we got a positive outcome. Okay, great. Great. You can do this. Positive outcome. Hell yeah. Okay, that's better. That's better. This is a 50-50, but we can do this. We can't do this. We might be in trouble. Wait, I can probably do that. I can't remember if I get a plus to it. I don't, but I can use my 5. Sick. Okay, we've got access. There is 3 drone stress. You hear the bleeping immediately. Among the chambers and cabling of the drone's interior, something has started counting down. That's not a bad thing, right? Guys, Nia's voice comes hissing through the suit's comm channel. Does anyone hear that? Because I'm getting nervous. Shit. Seraphine's voice joins her. This is what I was worried about. Are we screwed? I can't be sure. Seraphine has dropped his voice to a whisper, as if that will make a difference. Either this thing is about to send out a distress call, or it's about to blow. I thought the point of getting access to the broadcast was to stop something happening, not make something happen. Oh dear. We've got to shut down this system. We've got to shut this system down fast. We'll move on the other side, because I bet there's a surprise waiting for us there too. I don't have enough supplies for this. We good? Nia sounds tense. Am I heading back to the ship or what? Seraphine cuts in. We're good. We keep going. He shuts off the channel. You take a moment in the silence. All right. Time to deal with this fast, then get over to the other side before something happens. I don't have enough cycles. So what do we have to do here? Oh god, there's so many things. Oh, it's all me as well. It's all me. Like, hack it. Hack it. I don't think I can get a positive. Hey, we did it. Okay, so they won't come here, but they might blow shit up. Maybe. Something is bleeping. Okay, so we've got 3 cycles, I think, to get away with it. I think we can probably do this, right? Oh, wait, we can't do... Have we done everything? Oh, we've done everything. Drone death is just I think might be global now. Maybe not. I thought it was global. Is that one more stress and then it will blow up? Or have I got, like, technically 2 stress? Because either way, it's not good. This sucks. This is the worst one because it basically has to be me because I think you suck at it. You sure about this? Not really, but I don't have any other options. If I try and do it, I get to a 3. But I really need a push. A 4? Sure, we'll do it. Gives me a 5. A neutral outcome? I really don't need a neutral outcome right now. 75% chance to not suck. Okay, cool. This is 50-50, right? Well, I don't think we're at that point yet. Although we kind of almost are. Alright. I guess we rest. Okay, so everyone's going to stress out. This is our last cycle of being okay, I think. We took a lot of damage to our die. Although I do have 2 5s. So that's 2 positive outcomes. Which is pretty huge. Come on, give me a positive. No! No, that was such a good die to get a negative on. Now it says drone stress rigged to blow and it's got a cross mark on it. The dark surface of the drone shudders beneath you. Red lights flash across it, pulsing across the torn holes in its skin. You look around and see Seraphine silhouetted against the rig. Already clear of the drone, he is leading Nia with him, grabbing onto her suit and guiding her to the airlock. He glances back at you. You realize you are in trouble. You don't have a choice. Oh my god, we might just die. Positive outcome. Without thinking, you kick off hard the drone's hull, sending yourself arcing wildly towards the upper part of the rig. As you do, you feel a pulse of energy pass over you, sending a shiver through your body. You are distant enough to not feel the effects, but as you glance back, you see arcs of energy shimmer across the dark hull. That was close. You catch yourself on the top of the rig and start working your way down to the outer airlock. Nia and Seraphine are waiting for you at the airlock. Seraphine guides you in with care and cycles the system. At least the drone is dead, Nia offers tentatively. There's no way that thing is broadcasting anymore. You look out the airlock window at the drone, its hull now coming away, spilling its complex insides into the void. You rub your arm, feeling flashes of pain. Not the easiest way to complete a contract, but it's done. Oh, we actually completed the contract. Okay, well that's good. Sort of. Leave. -5 stress during travel, as in like, I take 5 stress? Oh no, it goes away. Okay, we're just really hungry. After docking a hexbot, Seraphim lets go of the controls and leans back in his chair. Nia leans over to you. Thank you, Sleeper. I know you took a chance on me. Hey, glad to have you. Like, we did actually need her. She smiles an infectious smile. Feels good to make a contract work, Seraphim smiles, no matter how we pull it off. Hey, we did good, sort of. It's hard to not agree. It feels better when the Hexport courier comes with a lockbox full of chits. Lane may still be hunting you, but this should help the effort to slip his net. Suddenly you hear a familiar voice. Nia! Femi glides into view, approaching from what Doxy fixes you with a stare. What are you playing at, Sleeper? Back off, Femi? Stay silent. Nia wanted to come. I think that's probably the best option. You go to speak, but Nia drifts forward, cutting you off. Don't come throwing your weight around, Femi. I can make my own decisions. She glances back at you. Sleeper took me at my word, and I'm grateful. Femi is fuming. Did they now? He turns to you. Well, if you're working for Sleeper, I hope they paid you well. Nia looks away. Well, I asked, so... Oh, so they aren't paying you. Wait, are we not paying her? I don't remember having an issue with paying. Seraphim crosses his arms. Let's keep this civil. You realize it's the first time he's meeting Femi. If we're being civil, it seems like Nia is owed her share. Yeah, why would I not pay her? It seems insane. You grab around a quarter of the chits from the lockbox and hold them out to Nia. She takes them sheepishly. Alright then, Femi smiles. We're good here. Yeah, I think that's perfectly reasonable. Why was I asking her to come here for no... Like, I know we're taking a chance. Maybe less money, but not no money. She nearly died. Seraphim watches him go. You sure know how to pick 'em, Sleeper? He shakes his head. He turns away and heads back along the docking bridge. I just hope we aren't going to end up with a stack of cryo short when we need to get out of here. No, I think that was fine. I like it said around a quarter. No, we gave her exactly a quarter. Upgrade point. Oh, cool. So I can upgrade my push stuff? 2 points available. So reroll 1 die is the one that we have active, I guess. No dice damage on push reroll. Reroll random dice, but +1 rolled. I can't do that anyway. Wait, do I... Oh, confirm upgrade? I thought it already did that. Or is it just plus an extra dice? So it's now 2 dice. Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, I think that's pretty useful. All right. So I'm back. I'm starving, so we'll get some food. Oh wait, no, have I got food on the ship? Or does that come out of supplies? Where is the food? Wait. Yeah, the shipboard kitchen. Input 1 supplies. Ah, so, oh, okay. So that basically, it costs me 15 to get full healing. And I guess this is half. So if I go and buy a supplies, then I can go back to the ship and fully heal. Or full energy bar. Oh, 4. That wasn't actually full. I expect... Oh. Oh, no. I guess it was +4. I was obviously had 1 left last time. But that's better than nothing. We kind of needed that. Okay. So to take the crew, the next one... The other one is... The other one... I guess we're going to need the girl. I don't know if we can see, though. Oh, I also need to buy a bunch of stuff. We need to buy... The reason that we're getting money is because we need to buy supplies. Like, we absolutely need to buy supplies. I wish I could just click that. I don't know why it's making me drag and drop. Maybe it's not. We're getting full supplies. That's the first thing we're doing. I need 3 fuel, right? Fuel's not expensive, comparatively. Oh, fill fuel? Does that go down? It does. Okay. Okay, full on fuel, full on supplies. Okay, we have what we can get. I guess I can't... Can I fix the battle damage of these? I should probably do some stuff, though, because I think when we go off for a mission, it's not these dice. Like, they re-roll. So I may as well do everything and then do the contract. Oh, that's endurance. I can't really do endurance stuff. We established that already. I can do this stuff, though. I don't have any raw scrap. But oh no, I don't need money. What am I doing? Put the dice in here. Is that 50-50? Was that not even... Oh no, it's neutral. That's fine. Wow, I got a neutral outcome for both of those. That sucks. Is there anything else I can do to learn some stuff? Engineer interface. Impress the brokers. Unlock some stuff. Survey says neutral outcome. Cool. All right, we've fixed that. New location discovered. Where? Wait, where? Oh, is that the new location? Oh, eat at the canteen. Oh, nice. We unlocked the canteen so we can use money to heal. Probably similar to the using supplies. Because I want to say that this one was 3. So this is probably 4. That's handy. We don't have anything else to unlock here. We just need to go and do the mission. Alright. Wait, no, that's not it. Confirm vector. Oh, so I can't take her. So there's no point in not taking her. Because I don't think... Well, I don't know. But I'm unaware of any negatives of taking this person. Other than she just randomly said she's coming. She's got the same skills as me. So that will at least double up our chances if there's stuff I can do. But I can't take Nia, unfortunately. Maybe because I took Nia this time? Although maybe it's just per contract because she was blacked out last time. Alright. We have more supplies this time, so it shouldn't go as badly. Famous last words. The Stolheim derelict fills the cockpit windows. All twisted plates and skeletal strutwork. You watched it in horror and fascination as Seraphine completed the approach, both of you silent in the presence of this decaying beast. Now as you settle beside it, Seraphine is the first to break the silence. Cool. Cool. This thing is already dead. He shakes his head. It's a corpse, Sleeper. He nudges the ship closer, looking for a place to dock. I touch this thing too hard and it'll crumble into dust. What were you expecting? I was expecting... Seraphine squints as he adjusts the rig's thrust. A scrap contract, like you said, not a death trap. Take us up there. That's the bridge. Junie points towards one end of the ship, and both of you and Seraphine turn around, having forgotten she was even in the cockpit. She hasn't said a word since you departed. She glances at both of your bemused faces. What? She looks away. Sorry, that's where we need to go. She stops pointing. Seraphine nods towards Junie. She's not wrong, Sleeper. The bridge would be a good start. Yeah, we need the data chip, right? That's what he wanted? A data core or something? Let's do it. Seraphim takes control of the ship, avoiding the debris field closer to the center of the wreck. He settles in a position near a protrusion at the far end. This is as far as I'll go. Seraphim taps at the anchoring controls. We should be able to anchor the ship to these plates. You hear Junie begin to protest from behind you, but it's too late. Seraphim fires two piton-tipped? Am I reading that correctly? Anchor lines are the nearest solid hull plates. The pitons slam into the plates, and despite their solid appearance, they instantly shatter. The fragments spin out across the wreck, slicing into the other plates and building a spiraling storm of debris. Shit. Seraphim nudges the ship back and steadies as the debris cascades across the surface of the wreck. The damage seems mostly superficial, but it underlines just how fragile the derelict is. Let's not do that again. Junie glances between the two of you. The data core will be very fragile. We have to... We've got it. Seraphim snaps. He angrily unclips from his seat. Last thing I need is a backseat driver. He kicks off and glides past her into the corridor. Sorry, Junie? I mean, I don't know who Junie is, but... let's go. It's fine for now. Of course. You follow Seraphim down the passage with Junie close behind. As you reach the airlock, he is already angrily suiting up, his frustration evident. Keep your cool. Oh, I didn't actually mean to say that to him. Whoopsies. It's fine. That's probably the best thing to say. Seraphim looks up. Yeah. He glances at Seraphim. No hard feelings, right? He checks the seal of the doctors, but this is a job, not a social event. The rest of the preparation process takes place in tense silence, each of you considering the delicate job ahead. You suit up too, though you don't need a helmet to breathe. You slide one on and lock the seals for protection. This wreck isn't going to give up salvage easily. The core should be near the bridge, maybe even inside it, but there's a lot of wreck here. And there might be good salvage tucked away in the cargo hold. Well, we should focus on finishing the contract, and if we can take anything else, we can take it, right? One of the suits are on and the seals are... Once the suits are on and the seals are checked, you cycle the lock and stare out at the vast expanse of twisted hulk before you. Time to go to work. Okay. Ooh, okay, so... Bad thing, explosion. I guess. Why is it... It's already got 2 stress. I guess because when we slammed into it at the start. Okay, so... Depressurized bay, which is the cargo entry... bridge entry. So we do want to go here. And we only have him who can do this. Christ. Okay. This is going to go badly, isn't it? I don't like... I keep doing right click to remove stuff. Oh, I can force 100% positive. So we'll do that to start. Bridge entry +2. I'll take this. I'll take these positives. Neutral outcome. Contract stress has triggered a crisis. Crisis will add 1 contract stress per cycle unless resolved at the crisis location. Ah, shit. Where's the location? Here? Hull breach? Endurance? Oh, I'm gonna have to use you to chance it. Actually couldn't be worse. Okay. We got 1 on there, but that does mean we're wasted over here. What can you do with a 4? Oof, that's a 50-50. It's probably the same for me, right? Oof, that sucks. The cargo entry we can do between us. Oh no, I've got intuition. You don't have intuition, right? God, you suck. Where's Nia? Yeah, like, that's not a good option either. We really need to blow this airlock open. More than anything. Push! Oh, Christ. More stress. Reboot the lowest dice. Oh, thank God. That should get us a good way. Neutral outcome. We're like one away from another crisis. I cannot afford to mess that up. I have 5 days. I shouldn't be rushing this. Oh, it makes a stress happen every day. Does it make a stress? It makes a stress happen for the contract, not for us. So now there's a second crisis active. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, we can finish the bridge, though. Finish the bridge. Maybe we can get out of here before this even matters. Let's push this. Wait. Yeah, let's push this immediately. Time to move in. Okay, we got bridge access. The bridge of the derelict lies silent. The pale beams of your suit lamps catch rows and terminals and clouds of glittering dust. Wires wave like seaweed, and the whole scene appears as if underwater. Chaotic, but still. Junie glides past you, disturbing the dust and taking you by surprise as she does. She's been a stoic presence so far, but in this moment she seems drawn forward by some force of curiosity. You watch as she bats away debris and begins checking terminals. Let her work. Yeah. She's already prying an access terminal panel off one of the more intact looking terminals, and as she does, puffs of rust color the vacuum around her. Is she a... Oh. We haven't needed her yet. Have I just messed up because we brought her along? Approach her. She turns back to the terminal and finishes prying off the plate. Then quickly she reaches inside, fishing around for something. I mean, you can have anything you want. Just give us the thing we need for the contract. I don't care. Her hands come back down with a waving cable topped with a thick connector. As soon as she sees it, she slips a keyboard-sized deck out from somewhere on her person. She runs her hand across the back until she finds the right port and slots in the connector. All of this happens in a few seconds. The routine, practice, and precise. It is hard not to be impressed. Not your first Solheim ship. She glances at you, a nervous look on her face. Does she think you're accusing her of something? She shakes her head and goes back to work. Junie's fingers dance across the deck keyboard and bursts of static lights up the Solheim terminal screen. The sudden burst of light and color takes you by surprise. Junie's fingers tap away, the terminal screen flashing with blocks of color and lines of code. It buzzes and vibrates, its long-dead systems forced back into chaotic life. Then, all at once, it goes dark. The terminal is dead. Oh, come on. Shit, Junie hisses under her breath. Useless. You cannot tell if her insult is directed at the terminal or herself. There are plenty more? Oh, we better not need to be here longer. Find anything? She looks up at you if she's just waking from a dream. No, she pauses. Nothing useful. She protectively slides her deck away. The cradle with the data core can't be far. She pushes off on the terminal, gliding away from you. I'll start looking. She calls back and heads to the other side of the bridge. What do you think of Junie? I don't care right now. All good. Good. Seraphim claps you on the shoulder. Seraphim stretches in his suit. I have to admit it's nice to be back working, especially now that we're the ones who reap the benefits. He claps you on the shoulder. Feels good to be taking our fate into our own hands. I know it's pretty rough there, back on Hexport, but out here we're just as likely to get shredded by debris as find the damn data core. But aren't you glad we made a break for it? He pauses and looks down, having asked the question almost by accident. I mean, I am. I just don't want to speak for you. I'm glad we escaped. Seraphim smiles. You better be. I didn't give that little dark side cupboard I was living in for nothing. He laughs at his own joke. Look, Seraphim checks his suit's wrist seals. Once we've got a bit of space behind us, once we've gone the distance, if we manage to get that far, don't feel you owe me. I'm no charity case. You want us to go our separate ways? Fine by me. He meets your eye. Just do me the favor of telling me to my face. That won't happen. I have no reason to split off. Seraphim nods, but doesn't respond. After a moment, he shines his torch out into the dark, checking the rows of terminals all across the bridge. You watch the glittering dust as it eddies in the beam. Seraphim sighs. Let's get to it. You watch as he crosses the bridge, his torch probing the dark corners. You feel a chill run through your body as you imagine the people that once ran this ship, the Solheim crew, surely long dead. What was it like here before the collapse, when this system was the jewel in Solheim's crown? It's impossible to know. That history is lost to you now. All you can do is pick what you can from the ruins. How bad is it? Endurance and interface? At least there's some interface. God damn. Oh, I rerolled those bad. No, not a negative outcome. Get out of here. That means next cycle that's going to hit the next crisis. My life. We're so close. I don't think I can stop, because I can't stop those crises. Not now, anyway. Neutral outcome. That's still really bad. 50-50. I'm still going to get stressed, though. We're going to get too stressed immediately tomorrow. I can't. There's too many steps here. We cannot do that. And this one was endurance, which only he can do. And it's 50-50. We're only going to get one. Poop. Okay. Let's see how bad it is tomorrow. Our dice aren't too bad. Okay, he's got a pretty good dice. Let's see how we can we just... I'm trying to brute force this, to be perfectly honest. Okay, you can get a 100% positive. That's great. You can get 100% positive. I just need a neutral at best. So we get rid of that one. Okay. We've gained access. Alright, this might be okay. New location discovered. Data core cradle. How bad is it? Interface again? It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Positive. 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 Yes. Good. Good. Push through stress. Reroll for a 6. That's good. That's good. 100% positive. We need 2 more. Come on. Come on. Give us the positive. Neutral outcome. Not the worst. Can you get... It's 50-50. We need 1 point. Do it. Just do it. 50-50. Yes. Okay, I think we got it. You watch nervously as Junie guides the core out of the cradle. A large ball, almost half your height in diameter. It glides up and out of the framework that held it, connections waving loose and cut. Her breathing comes through the suit's comms, loud enough to be picked up, and fills you with tense energy as you watch. Over the course of this job, you've seen Junie both focused and distracted, nervous and precise. But you've not seen her any more confident than this moment now. She floats beside the data core, handling it with care and skill, as if it was the vast egg of some endangered bird. She glances up and sees you watching her, and you notice something unfamiliar in her eyes. Uh-oh. Something that you have perhaps seen in a passing moment before, only now is it no momentary lapse or change. It is set in place. You see determination. Why do I get the feeling Junie is going to steal this? I kind of got the feeling to begin with, but I figured there was no negatives. Why did I think there was no negatives in this video game? She guides the core a little way away from you with one hand, and at the same time comes forward, almost placing herself between you and her prize. And it does seem to be hers in the way she handles it, the possessive way she screens it with her body. We need to talk. The statement comes across flat and deadpan, any nervous tremble gone. Right now. What are you doing? I mean, it's pretty obvious what's happening. Sleeper, I want to be honest with you, but I need to know I need to know you won't take this from me. Junie glances around the cradle defensively, but Seraphine is already heading back to the ship to prepare the cargo bay for the core storage. You two are alone. Tell me and we'll see. Fine. She folds her arms, but it's staying with me. Carsten doesn't deserve this treasure, Sleeper. Junie glances over her shoulder at the core. Do you know how many of these are left intact? And all he wants to do is wipe it clean so you can use it to interface with Hexport? All that data, gone. Just take the data! So what do you want? I want to extract the data to make use of it. You see some genuine emotion flicker in her eyes. She sighs. After extracting the data, the core will be unusable. Yeah, there we go. I really need the fuel so we can escape. I don't really care. There's a security system that will fry if data duplication is attempted. I can delay the security response long enough to copy the data, but after that, she trails off. You've done this before. She looks down. Yes, she meets your eye. This is why I came. Look at this place, Sleeper. She gestures to the cradle room, a dark and twisted cavern of long dead tech. How many of these places are left? How many chances do we have to recover anything this old, this fragile? Like it or not, we live in Solheim's shadow, in their ruins, and yet we know almost nothing. What chance do we have of understanding how we got here when others like them, like Senetstat and Conway, are descending on this system? I need the core, though. Like, if I don't get the fuel pipes, we just do more contracts, and then Lane will get closer to us. I need the core. But at what cost, Sleeper? With this core, we could learn something about ourselves. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I learn stuff. I'm going to be dead. We could learn our history, how the system was settled. We could better learn the technology we build our lives on. We could uncover Solheim's crimes and seek to make amends. We could see beyond survival towards something else. So looking beyond survival is a very privileged position when I'm being chased by people who would see me, like, bad. You have never heard Junie speak like this, and you realize you have taken for nervousness was actually control. This person in front of you is defending a decaying data core with their life. This is the real Junie. When you think of Lane, of the price it's likely to put you on Seraphine's heads and the feed lines, without which leaving Hexport will be almost impossible, is this even a choice? Take it from Junie. Absolutely. What's a neutral outcome mean? You leap at Junie in the core, kicking off from the wall, but Junie sees your attack coming. She grapples you in a panic. You both spin above the fractured metal. Don't break the damn thing. You manage to get your legs between you and Junie, and you kick hard, sending her spinning to the side. You grab the core as you retreat across the room, halting yourself with your free arm when you reach the wall. Junie tumbles against the far wall, striking it loudly and crying out. I'm sorry, Junie. She shoots you a wild and pained look. She pauses, reached up, flicks off her torch, then kicks away from the wall, across the room. In a moment, she disappears into the dark and is gone. What the fuck does that mean? We are in a spaceship. Is she just, like, getting ready to attack me from the darkness? Silence descends. You keep one hand on the floating core, waiting to see if she'll come back for it. Suddenly, you hear a rattling down the passage and tense yourself. So I've set up a... Seraphine casually glides into the room, but immediately stops, seeing you pressed against the wall with the core and no Junie in sight. Where's Junie, and what the hell happened here? Seraphine glances around. You explain to Seraphine as you both guide the data core back to the ship, keeping your eyes in the dark passages in case Junie should return. Seraphine mostly listens in silence as you explain how Junie wanted the data and how the process would have destroyed the core. Though, when you tell him how you wrestled the core off Junie, he does offer an impressed whistle. Some people. Seraphine huffs as he handles the core through a thin passage, always got their eyes on some big prize. Means they trip on the path in front of them. What good's this core? He carefully maneuvers through a wall. If you don't have a ship to get off this wreck. She seemed confident. Yeah. Seraphine smiles. Impressive, really. Took us for fools. Could have had a backup plan. Seraphine guides the core into the hull of the ship, tethering it to the guide line. You both take it towards the ship, ready to load on board. None of our concern, anyway. This place is her problem now. As you guide the core up into the ship's cargo hold, you look down on the derelict and into the gaping holes in its hull, maybe hoping to see a flash of torchlight, something that might tell you where Junie has got to. You shiver at the idea of being marooned on this derelict, but then again, that's the risk you take on contract work like this. I mean, you could have come back with this. You can't have the damn core. You spare one last look, and then Seraphine calls you inside. What's done is done. Bye, I guess. I'm gonna leave now. Wait. Is there a thing to leave? Fuel leak, hull breach, cargo entry. Oh, we do it here, right? There it is. So, Junie's dead. It has been a quiet journey back to Hexport. While the contract was a success, the knowledge that Junie may be stranded on the derelict has been eating away at you. You aren't sure if Seraphine is thinking the same thing. You look over at him, but his face betrays nothing as he completes the landing protocols. Do you think Junie got out? Yeah, we'd totally ask that. Seraphine sighs. I don't know, Sleeper. I'm hoping, Sleeper, he unclips from his seat, that we didn't just take someone out the derelict and leave them there. But the way I see it, that's what we did. He looks away. That's what we need to make peace with. He kicks off and glides the door on our own. Why? Why? Like, why did she push herself away into the darkness and just, you know, like, I pulled it from her. We got it. She isn't going to have the core. She should still come back to Hexport. And then he's gone down the passage towards the bay where the core is waiting. A ticket out of here and not a moment too soon. You just hope the price Junie paid is worth it. God damn. I'm not sorry. I wasn't trying to kill you. Did it? Very nice, lads. Carsten looks over his glasses at you and Seraphine as you guide the extracted core into his shop. He looks at the core inside. Seems intact. He smiles a sharp smile. Of course, I'll have to run my own diagnostics on it to be sure. He motions for you to bring the core closer. First, the feed lines. Carsten chuckles, his eyes going not to the front of the shop, but to his workbench, where you see the feed lines tightly wrapped and tied. Heard you were on your way in, so I thought I'd get them ready for you, he winks. But first, the core. Need to know that thing still works. Seraphine gives you a reassuring nod. It's okay, Sleeper. Carsten reels out some wires from a terminal stacked beneath his workbench and begins to fit them into the small ports on the exterior of the core. So, Carsten talks while he sets up the data core. You run into any trouble out there? Yeah, you could say that. Sorry to hear it. He slides a thick wire into the gap in the data core's outer plating. I knew you'd come through in the end. Carsten reaches down and taps at his terminal. You're a sleeper, after all. I'd imagine extraction is something of a speciality for you. Can we hurry this up a bit? Seraphine is staring impatiently at the feed lines. Just conversing with your friend here. He turns his attention back to you. Don't see many sleepers in Hexport, in fact. He flicks a switch. You're my first. Oh, good grief. So I did a bit of asking around, and well, he pauses his finger, hovering over another switch. Someone's been looking for you. Carsten flicks the second switch. The shutters of the store crash down behind you. As you spin around, you hear a thud from Carsten's direction, too. You turn back to him, see him smirking behind a thick, scratched, transparent blast shield that just raised up from behind his counter. I'd apologize, but you must have done something pretty heinous to chalk up a bounty this big. Carsten takes his glasses off, letting them float free on a tether. Something inhuman, no doubt. Suddenly the blast shield shudders with an impact, and you see a crate bounce violently off it. Get screwed, you piece of shit. Seraphine glares at Carsten and the crate he threw spinning away. You're a nasty one too, huh? Carsten shakes his head. Well, it's too late to struggle now. I sent the message to Utsubo already. They'll be down at Hexport this cycle, so calm down and wait. You look frantically around the shop for a way out, Seraphine already banging at the heavy exterior shutters. You glance across the gridded metal floor and the solid paneling of the counter. And then you see it, a partially bent panel under the counter. This side of the blast shield, and behind it, thick clumps of wiring. Do it. Neutral? I mean, sure. You duck down, gliding closer to the panel. You prise away and inspect the clumps of wires. You try to concentrate on the color and connections, but Seraphine's banging and the pressure scramble your focus. You run your fingers through the wires. Then, almost by instinct, pick a wire and snap it free with a quick tug. The blast shields drop and Seraphine reacts immediately, preparing himself across the counter and slamming Karsten into the back wall of his shop. As they struggle, you pull yourself up over the counter and make a dash for the feed lines. You grab them and kick off hard from the wall, sending yourself towards the slowly appearing gap beneath the rising shutters. You hear a grunt from Karsten. Seraphine is gliding beside you, out into Factory Row, pursued by Karsten's curses. Your arms ache from clutching the feed lines, but you don't loosen your grip until you can see the entrance of the docking bridge. You both glide into the bridge, Seraphine helping you with the trailing feed lines. From what you can tell, news of the chaos in Factory Row has not reached the port yet. You feel a rush of panic as you enter the rig. You don't know how close Lane might be, and the thought sets your nerves on edge. You take a sharp turn in the central passage of the ship and make your way to the engine room. The feed lines now unwieldy in this cramped space. I should have bought more fuel, chat. Looks like we're in business. Seraphine lets out a sigh, and on the run from two different people now, he grabs the feed lines. I'll take it from here. He quickly begins the process of connecting the engine to the subsidiary fuel tank. You watch, catching your breath as he works. How about you make yourself useful rather than just making me nervous? Seraphine, without looking, go close the airlock and disconnect the bridge. You turn and make your way to the passage, your nerves settling up. You turn to the airlock, reach for the control panel, and then you see him. Wait, he's already here? Shut it. Wow, neutral again, huh? You're shaking hands and put the closure sequence just in time. The door hisses and slams shut in Karsten's face. He glares at you through the airlock's window, but as he does, the docking bridge shutters scissor close, blocking him from view. You hear a clunk as the clamps disengage. You are free. We go, now. Seraphine pushes past you, gliding up the passageway from the engine room. Come on, get yourself strapped in. You silently follow him, your head spinning, your thoughts racing. You slip into your seat as Seraphine punches in the departure sequence. The rig begins to pull away from Hexport. Seraphine's hands on the controls. You close your eyes and feel the force of the thrusters firing. What the? Seraphine's quiet question interrupts your thoughts as the rig cuts across the belt. Hexport is now behind you, drifting out into visual range, its glinting lights now just part of the background glow of the belt's thousands of reflective bodies. Whatever trouble you stirred up there, it has surely been left behind. Which is why Seraphine's muttering is worrying you. More trouble? Question mark. Seraphine turns to you. There's a transmission coming out of Hexport. Some kind of evac order? Turns back to his console. Let me check this. Oh, did Lane and that just blow up the whole damn place? Sleeper, the voice, as distorted as it is, cuts through you. Lane? Oh. From Hexport? I know you're there. Is that coming from Hexport? Seraphine glances at you. Hexport. Is what coming from Hexport? Give me a second here, Sleeper. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's using like some back door to send me a message. Ah, shit. Okay. I'm getting a wide channel broadcast. He rubs his shoulder nervously. They are warning people to alter their course away from the station. You are slipping away, a squawk of noise, but we can't have that. I take this personally, Sleeper. A sharp intake of breath. After all my investment, all my care expended upon you, this is how you repay me. At least we're heading away, Seraphine interrupts. Maybe it's just a precaution? I see a little something glinting out there, Lane continues. Could that be you? Sleeper? You hear Seraphine calling, but you don't move, you don't breathe. All you hear is Lane's voice. You unclip your restraint, drifting forward towards Seraphine. He gives you a wild look. Something isn't right. You don't feel right. A numbness grows in your body, your fingers flexing without your input. You reach out towards Seraphine. No, not you. Something reaches out to Seraphine through you. A tension flickers in his eyes. Fear? A hissing silence, then a rumbling blast. All at once, the rig screams, systems seizing and electromagnetic paralysis. All at once, the rig shifts, carried on some shockwave of light. Pain, then darkness. Well, this went well. Voices echo warmly through your mind. Oh, I've lost 2 dice. They're all messed up. You can't quite make out what is being said, and any attempt to focus causes a growing flare of pain. So you let them fill the air, unidentifiable and soft. You are floating, and so you cannot feel your body or its weight. The feeling is pleasant, soothing, and yet the moment you realize this, it begins to fade. Something spasms in your fingers, and you flick it away. A sensation crosses the sole of your foot, and you kick your leg. A weight settles itself in your chest. Please tell me I didn't kill the guy. I don't want to kill him. He's my buddy. You are awake. You open your eyes to light playing across the surface, patterned with a stained cushioning. You are alone. The voice is replaced by a hum of air cycling, the distant clank of maintenance systems. You are alone, and it is not your ship. Okay, we're in here then, I guess. You jerk upwards against the straps that hold you loosely to the berth, suddenly confronted with the last things you remember, an overwhelming numbness, and below it, an insipid animating force creeping through your mind. You float at the straps and free yourself, floating up at the small habitation room, cushioned and worn, your mind racing. What happened? You search back and remember only Seraphine's shouts, the sudden acceleration of the rig, and then darkness. A chill runs through you. Cold light fills the room, and you float over to the dark square of the window. You see stars, the bright pinpricks of drive trails and skeletal docking bridges. This is a station. A sudden hiss draws your attention to the door, which slides open with a puff of equalizing pressure. The entering figure jumps as they see you're awake. You're up? They hesitate at the doorway. Where's Seraphine? Your friend, right? They laugh nervously. I'm not really sure. He headed out a while ago. I'm Bliss. They shrug, not sure of what to add. Your friend, Seraphine, is out. Sorry, he brought you here. Whew. Okay, can you prove it? They look confused. Not really. This is my room. They glance around. Not much, I know. We're in my repair bay on the far spindle, if you know where that is. In the belt? Yeah, they smile sympathetically. In the belt. Alright. Maybe it's not quite as bad as it seemed. They look around the room again. Come on. Let's go somewhere a little more comfortable. They hold out a hand. You are safe. Don't worry. You follow them out of the corridor, gliding behind them. They move with the ease of someone who was either born in Zero-G or has spent most of their life in it. They guide you to an enclosed balcony, where heavily scratched, thick acrylic windows... Can we see that? No. Look into a chaotic-looking wet dock. At the center of the dock is the rig, scratched and worn, but still your ship. It's a reassuring sight. Is she okay? She will be, when I'm done with her. Bliss sees you staring at the rig. Took some damage, but she's a hardy old thing. Your ship. You were lucky I heard your distress signal. You sense they're holding something back. I guess that expensive long-range array I was tricked into buying finally paid off. They laughed at themselves. Well, at least for someone. You were out cold when I got there, and I've been for all the cycles since. Your friend wasn't in great shape either, but he bounced back fast. So we did hurt him, right? That's what happened. I make a habit out of doing that. Hey, Seraphine's back. I think I might have, like, almost killed him, though. Or, I guess, potentially the like, problem, right? Like, the whatever actually happened to the ship could have also hurt him. Good to see you up. He can't suppress his smile. Okay, well, maybe we didn't try and kill him. Are you okay? Don't start fussing over me, Sleeper. I'm good. Your eyes fall to Seraphine's bandaged abdomen. He notices and pulls his jacket over the wound. Certainly looks better than when you came in. You should have seen. Bliss abruptly stops after Seraphine glares in their direction. Okay, so we probably stabbed him, right? Here. Seraphine pulls a few chits out of his pocket. Catch. He slings them over to Bliss. That's all I could get for now. Working in your condition? What are you paying them for? It's pretty clear what we're paying them for. Please. I'm fine. Bliss looks at you apologetically. I know what it looks like. but I'm sorry, I can't work for free. Keeping this place going is bad enough. I get it. Why would I be angry at that? Seraphim nods. We're just thankful you towed us in. We aren't freeloaders. Bliss looks between the two of you. I'll let you two catch up. They turn to you. I'm glad you're awake. We were worried. They pat you on the shoulder and glide back to the corridor. With Bliss gone, silence descends on you and Seraphim. Both of you are unsure what to say. So is this like Junie got into a ship and attacked us when we left? Or was this just all a result of nothing we could control? What happened? What do you remember? A transmission. Pain? Lane. Seraphim grimaces at the mention of his name. Lane? He shakes his head. Seraphim looks out at the rig. He takes a breath, steeling himself for what he has to say. Hexport is... He clears his throat. It's gone. Yeah, so they just blew it up. Because they weren't going to risk us getting away, right? What do you mean, gone? It's gone. Seraphim catches your eye. Dropped off the map. No signals apart from ones sent from fleeing ships. He frowns. I don't know what happened. No one does. Your mind skips, unable to focus on the information you've just been told. You think of the constant activity of the bends, the rumble of Factory Row. Karsten, gone. By the time Bliss reached us, we had drifted out of range. They couldn't have seen us go up, but I saw Sleeper. Something exploded, white hot. He rubbed his arms, suppressing a shiver. A moment later, the shockwave was on us. The rig was crippled. Engine kept firing, but guidance went offline, sending us arcing out across the belt. He drops a hand inside his jacket, pressing against the bandage on his side. I managed to get her under control, but not before we started spinning. My restraints came loose, and you weren't even strapped in, so we both got scrambled. He smiles a weak smile. Felt like being trapped in an auto wash. He turns back to you. I'm impressed you made it, to be honest. A flesh and blood human would have been smashed to pieces. He goes silent, image a little too raw for him to continue. Could it be to do with us? I would just be in shock right now, right? I can't believe it. You and me, you and all the belt, Seraphim sighs. All anyone is seeing is debris and radiation. I picked up a lot of ship transponders before the rig went offline. Maybe some people got out? He stops, unable to add anything more. You both float in silence for a moment. So we lost our tail, question mark? Seems like it. He looks away. At least that shockwave would have burned our trail out of the belt for now. We already owe Bliss for the work they did on the rig, and it isn't finished yet. A few more cycles, I've been told. Bliss won't hold us hostage, but I don't like to skip out without paying, even if we could get the rig started up. He rubs his necklace between his fingers. Bad karma. Beyond that, we need work, fuel, supplies, and we need to make sure you're okay. He counts off the issues on his fingers. After that, he shrugs, I haven't heard of anyone coming after us, and if they did, they'd have come through Hexport, or what's left of it. He looks away. The fast spindle is way out of Lane's territory anyway. They call this bit of the belt the Wash, and the stations here run differently to Darkside, so for now, we have some freedom. Seraphim sighs. Freedom to go broke, starve, and get into even more trouble, that is. In all honesty, I was hoping you might have some ideas. We can't move for like 2 cycles or so. So there's no reason to do that. We need money though. I mean, I have 62 on me right now. Let's look for a contract. You won't hear any complaints from me, he smiles. We won't be able to fly out for a few cycles yet, but it won't hurt to have us something lined up. Seraphim pauses and stares down. Look, Sleeper. He rubs his side. I'm not sure I can work right now. I just got kicked out of a salvage yard for passing out on the job. He looks away. Even with the pain meds, I've been able to scare up. Scare up? I can fly, that's for sure. He stares obstinately at the rig, but you are going to need some crew if you want to do any serious work. Oh, so well, basically, like, he won't be locked in as a choice now. Okay. I'm sorry. Don't be. Yeah, you don't need to be sorry. Thanks, Sleeper. He turns away. I'm going to take a rest on the rig. I'm wiped. You look out at the rig as he leaves. The warmth and softness in your waking moments now feels like a distant memory. Is this what you wanted? Freedom, a chance to work for yourself, not Lane? Well, here it is with all the problems and complications you can imagine. And at what cost? Could Lane have wiped out the Hexport just to try and end you? You shiver at the thought. But if not Lane, then who? Push them away. There is no point in worrying about that right now. Now is not the time for theories. You take a breath. Time to make a plan. Okay. You have gained some glitch. Glitch is a penalty you gain from repairing dice and from Lane's attempt to hack your system. Your current level of glitch is represented by the glitch clock at the top right, so 1 tick. You can have a maximum of 6. Each level of glitch you gain will increase your chance of rolling a glitch dice at the start of your cycle. Each time you roll a glitch dice, you clear 1 level of glitch. Oh, wait, I have 1 out of 6 chance of getting a glitch dice, and I have 2 of them in my first roll. A glitch dice has an 80% chance of a negative outcome when used, and a 20% chance of a positive outcome. Dude, that sucks. Okay. What do we have? 2 spots. Okay, that's just a clock. I think... Oh no, there's a spot up here. So we can chat to people. I don't really have engaged though, right? I can't remember what my stats are. Oh no, I do. I do. Oh, it's endure I don't have. Explore the core. Yeah, finding people is probably this, right? Oh, as if I got a negative outcome already. Are you kidding me? I have terrible... I literally have terrible dice otherwise. This is going to go badly. But maybe it goes well. It went badly and I lost money. Oh, I thought it got rid of the glitch. Or maybe you have to roll a positive to get rid of the glitch. Come on, the dice rolls can't be that bad. They were that bad. Okay. I really need this to move, so if you could just do something. Okay, we are starving. Just give me a neutral roll. Oh, you're kidding me. Sure. All right, fine. We're almost there. In 1 cycle. Oh wait. Whoa. Oh, there's more than 2 layers. I don't like the WASD movement. It's too fast. Wait, there was an option here to order a rack. Sure. Get drunk for a bit. Wait, did that do it or not? There we go. Getting racked. Okay, gotta be careful here. It does give me energy though. I think... Oh yeah, this is... Yeah, sure. I just gotta get wasted. Okay, we got wasted and now we can find some crew. The Fast Spindle is an exhausting place to find freelancers. There is no shortage of spaces here. The corridors and bays throng with crew and inbound and outbound, on or between contracts, trading stories, contracts and materials. But whatever language, appearance or code identifies someone as worth signing on with, you don't seem to have it. Perhaps it's because you're a new face or notably unsure, or or perhaps it is just because you are a sleeper. You push the thought to the back of your mind and instead focus on what's in front of you. The vast cylindrical tank at the center of Gaia? Is that literally what it's called? The first time you entered the bar, you floated open-mouthed, much like all the new arrivals do at the sight of the huge kelp stack, the biggest you have ever seen. Even now, your eyes fix on the fronds of seaweed that wave in the circulating water beyond the curve of the dirty glass. You find it impressive. You take a sip of the harsh saline-scented rack from its magnetic vessel secured to the bar. As you suck on the straw, your eyes follow the shifting fronds. You hear someone clearing their throat beside you at the bar. Hypnotic, isn't it? The voice is low and rumbling and comes from a large figure on the stool beside you. The fluorescent lights behind the bar glint in his eyes, shining up to his wide, rough face. I've heard you're hiring. This figure turns to face you. You don't recognize him, but in the shifting lights of Gaia's Gaia, that isn't surprising. And you are? Eugene, currently freelance. He turns on his stool and leans back a little. The effect is clearly meant to impress you in his size, and you have to admit it works. Okay, so he's more brute forcey. Served on a whole slate of crews out of Spindle, cutters, mercs, extractors. He smiles and places a broad hand on his chest. Broad skill set. Good work ethic, sense of humor, the full package. Humble too. He clucks his tongue, smiling. I like you already. We're going to get on. I'll run anything out of Fast Spindle. I'm tough and quiet and you won't need to worry about me. He folds his arms across his chest. What kind of work are we talking about? Before you can answer, a voice echoes around you. Eugene! You look over to your shoulder and see the source of the shout. Busy as ever, I see. A group of 3 spacers drift up behind you, one of them placing a heavy hand on your shoulder. She's fitted with a matte metal optical implants and you cannot see her eyes. The caustic light from the tank plays across her face. Too busy to keep in touch, she sighs. I really don't like it when I have to come and find you. Vesna, Eugene nods politely at her, not betraying any strong reaction. Do I look like I'm socializing? He shakes his head. This is a meeting. Oh, a meeting. Vesna squeezes your shoulder. Is that what this is? Yes, Vesna, we're talking about your delivery, in fact. Eugene smiles wildly. My friend here is being very helpful. Oh my! It's a Nenny raid. Also, did something happen? I feel like something was supposed to happen. Welcome, raiders! Hey, Celso, I see you streaming again. I do stream every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Hey, it's a bun raid. And also all the buns fall everywhere. I think they was supposed to do something when Nenny raids. I think I had something set up, but I don't remember what that was. Thank you so much, Nenny, for the raid. Anyone in my channel who has no idea who Nenny is, do go and check out Nenny. And I think I can shout people out now. I don't remember how I do it because it's been ages. Let's see if it works. It does. I think my bot did it already, but I want to see if the thingy will do it. Does that work? Nope, doesn't at all. Doesn't do anything. Thank God the bot did it for me. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. I also didn't realize I had the pop-up still on this screen. We find. There we find. Thank you so much for the follow. Wild Spampton fan. That's an incredible name. How am I doing? Hey, we're doing good. I didn't anticipate quite as much reading in this game, so I've been reading solidly for 2.5 hours so far. So we'll see how much longer I can keep that up. But no, it's really good. The game's really good.
Can I pick that dog? Can I pick that dog? Can I pick that dog?
Thanks. Thanks for the redeem. Is Chocolate Dog doing better? The dog's fine. The dog was fine before anything happened. If we'd never found the wrapper, there would have been no issue. The dog just really wanted some chocolate. It's Milka, if you know that brand. So it's very light chocolate. It's not like a hefty chocolate. So, and I don't know how much he ate either. But he did get himself emptied and whatnot. But he was fine before then, because just before my housemate discovered the food or the chocolate, he'd already got his appetite back. So, oh my God, you're a tiny doggo. I am. If people redeem the redeem, that is one of them. I need to get more, but it's really hard to get more of these that work all at the same time. But for 60 seconds, this is me. Can I pet the dog? I mean, Marcel, there is a button that asks that very question. But I don't think you'll have enough points. I don't know how many points you get when you first enter a channel.
Can I pick that dog?
Yeah, there you go.
Can I pick that dog? Can I pick that dog? Can I pick that dog?
Oh, okay, so they don't wait for each other. That's something we found out today. They just play over the top of each other. That's something I probably need to look at. Well, Nenny, what were you playing? You've pushed it off my screen. Can I see? You were last playing... Just chatting. That doesn't help me at all. So you weren't... So you were just talking to people. Or singing at people. Or drawing art of people. I'm not sure. We're playing Citizen Sleeper 2, which is a very text-based, like, adventure with like, dice rolling and stuff to give you chances of failing and succeeding and stuff. Playing nothing at all. I had new channel point redeems and letting the buns try them. I'm gonna have to check those out. I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to basically. I'm gonna have to come on your channel, see what you're doing, and see what ideas I can, you know, coerce into joining my channel. Join the game so far. It's really good. Like I played about the same amount as the first one, and I never even went back to it, and it still left an impression because it's really cool. I just forgot that it's all reading, which is probably why I didn't go back to it on stream. Because, like I said, I've been reading for 2.5 hours. It's good, though. It is a, you know, sort of future cyberpunky type story. You are, for all intents and purposes, a robot, I believe. If I remember correctly, kind of like android-y type thing. I have the coolest tech things on my stream. Yeah, but like a lot of the ideas I got from other streamers. That's how that works. You go, oh, that's a cool idea. I wonder what I can do like that. So yeah. Thank you for sending everyone over. We're at an odd point actually in the story for people jumping in. Although not too bad because it's all kind of confusing. Essentially, we have made it to a space station type thing got blown up. We were caught in the blast and we're recovering here and we need to find some work. And we're talking to a freelancer called Eugene right now who should maybe work for us at some point. Oh, hydrate. Everyone take a sip. It is important to hydrate. Also, I really need to wash that bottle out because the water doesn't taste that nice. So yeah, stick around. We are very variety over here. I generally play whatever the hell I feel like and try stuff out as much as possible. So we do dart around games a lot because I only stream Tuesdays and Thursday evenings, 6 o'clock UK time. So today is Citizen Sleeper 2, and on Thursday we're going old school but new school with Dynasty Warriors Origins. I did completely forget that it is technically Valentine's Day on Friday. So there is a small chance that we will play something monster related on Friday as a special stream for Valentine's, but it depends how tired I am by Friday. So yeah, we'll see. There's no promises, but there is. My lovely wife is currently the target for that, and we'll see if that becomes a thing. But yeah, otherwise we will definitely be doing Cyberpunk then. We will definitely be doing Dynasty Warriors on Thursday. Hey, thank you so much, Nelly. You are always kind. Okay, right. Let us continue our chat with Eugene and see. I forgot what we were doing. Completely derailed by Nelly. I also don't remember what my setup was supposed to do. Something was supposed to happen. Wait, your wife? Did I miss something? No, the game is called My Lovely Wife. That we might play for a Valentine's stream. No, there are no wives here. There are waifus behind me, but there are no wives. Right. Yes, Vesna, we're just talking about your delivery, in fact. Eugene smiles wildly. My friend here is being very helpful. He shoots you a knowing glance. Let's get on his good side. That's right. Vesna turns to you with a raised eyebrow, but before she can speak, Eugene cuts in. This sleeper has a unique ability to extract data. Eugene smiles at Vesna. Exactly the kind of data you've been asking for. I think I can do that, technically. So if we can just get back to it, Eugene gestures towards you, then I can deliver what you need. You know, Eugene, I'm pretty tired of this whole act. She gestures dismissively at him. But in the end, it doesn't matter. She drops her hand from your shoulder to her belt. Your eyes follow it down and you see a dark, boxy shape there. A weapon? You either deliver by the deadline or you don't. And when you don't, she smiles tightly, I'll be happy to take you through the consequences. Until then, she shoots you a final glance. Chat to whoever the hell you want. Vesna and the two spacers flanking her glide out of the bar and Eugen watches them go with little emotion. So, Eugen smiles return. You were about to hire me? Don't get ahead of yourself. What was that? I think it's probably better. Vesna, he shrugs. She's just trying to rush me, that's all. I won't be working with her again. He pauses, choosing his words carefully. Of course, I can't talk about the particulars. You understand. Vesna just wants to scare you off. She likes me to cause trouble. Oh, she likes to cause me trouble. Eugen looks away, out of the door of the bar. Let's not let her. He pauses in silence for a moment, still looking away. You try to get a read on him, but his face is blank. Only his glittering eyes hint at some rapid internal activity. He turns back to you and meets your eye, a sudden shift in his manner obvious. If you need crew, if you need work, if you need to work, you need cryo, isn't that right? He doesn't stop for your answer. Well, I can offer both. Hard work and a good contract with a good payout. See, the last time we did a contract that just seemed like a no-brainer, we got sold out to the people chasing us, and then the entire station got blown up. So, I'm not as trusting this time around. You take me with you on this job of mine, and we can split the take. He looks down, thinking, hell, if you do, I'll consider signing on long term. He smiles. Think of that. No more recruiting. What's the job? Salvage, he leans in. I know of a wreck untouched by the local crews which recently turned up in the wash. It's just a little sunward from here, but its disabled transponder makes it invisible to anyone who doesn't know it's there. Had to squeeze the location out of a contact, but I'll share it with you for a straight split. Take me and your crew and we'll claim it all. It's going to be a good payout, he winks. A really good one. What's the catch? Eugen frowns. No catch. He leans back and looks around the bar. Happy to take the offer elsewhere. I just felt like you were the right captain for this one. I'll be ready to go whenever you like. Eugen pauses. As a show of good faith, I'll also fly out with you on any job from the far spindle, but I'm not leaving the station with you yet. Not till we get my jobs done. Okay, so we could potentially just bring this guy along. Also, I've just realized that means potentially the girl that we hired from the last job got blown up in the space station. Yeah. After that, we can talk flying together. No need to rush into it. He shakes your hand firmly, his palm rough and pitted, then turns back to his drink. You slip out of the bar, looking to see if Vesna is nearby. You don't spot her among the passing crews, but you can't help but imagine eyes on you at the bar. Music is so nice and chill. Sci-fi game? Yeah, it's kind of like sci-fi cyberpunk. It's set in space, but it feels like a sci-fi cyberpunk. You shake it off, having become familiar with the feeling of being observed. What matters is you found yourself a crew member and a contract. Whether either will come good, however, remains to be seen. Okay. We've got a bunch of stuff. I have full energy. I need to end the cycle, though, because I don't have any dice left. So let's end the cycle. Sleep and get our energy back. So we have 5 more days here, potentially. I only got 1 glitch dice today. Oh, the glitch has gone away. Wait, why did it roll a glitch dice then? I guess maybe now it can't be on today. Okay. I keep pressing that button by accident. So we have what we need. Market hall. We can fill up on fuel and stuff. We should probably do that. Supplies. We currently have 4 or 5, so we can max out on those. And then I'll see if we need to do a contract, now that I've done that. I can probably earn some money. Can I earn some money here somewhere? Spindle core. Oh yeah, we were doing this, actually. I just need a positive. Ooh, the chance of getting a negative on this sucks. Oh no, absolutely, Nenny. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for hanging out and saying hello. And have a lovely evening. It's always a pleasure to see you. And hopefully we'll catch you next time. So I mean, we could do this, but I don't need a full positive. I just need not a negative. So let's do this. Watch this be a negative. Hey, there we go. Positive outcome. Perfect. The fast spindle lives up to its name, its tall stature making a real effort to travel from end to end. The local solution to this problem are the transmit tunnels. Massive tubes bolted onto the outside of the spindle that allow for rapid passage from top to bottom. As you find yourself in one of these cavernous passages, bulky cargo haulers rushing by you, you start to wonder if braving them is worth the effort. Back up! The shout rattles down the bare transit corridor like a gunshot and is rapidly followed by a crunching impact. You spin back, pushing yourself against the side of the wide cylindrical passage. As you do, a hauler glides past, sending a rippling wave of air across you in its wake. When the roar subsides, you hear a string of expletives coming from nearby. A spiky-looking figure clutching some oddly shaped open-frame object, gesturing wildly at the vehicle as it glides away. Dickhead, she spits an impressive glob of saliva down the tunnel. It spirals in 0G. You turn to her in your anger. You see that? Tried to slam me into the wall. Total dickhead. She nods firmly. No shit, haulers hate us. She sniffs and looks you up and down. Not supposed to be in the transit system without a vehicle, she squints. Not that I care, but maybe you do. With a vehicle or without a vehicle? It says without a vehicle. What about you? She shakes an open frame in her hand. What does this look like to you? She rolls off one of her shoulders, stretching out. You're new here, right? Is it that obvious? She shrugs sympathetically. Nothing to be ashamed of. Let me give you a tip. She begins checking her open frame vehicle, tightening bolts and untangling pipes. Avoid the haulers, dickheads, the lot of them, especially the water haulers. They think they're better than anyone. Don't mess with the stevedores, though. They're good people, get treated like shit by everyone else, just like us. She rapidly plugs and unplugs a series of connectors. They'll show you the shortcuts. She looks up, and never ever get in a Spindlejack's way. She smiles, spinning a vehicle in her hand. Spindlejack is her. Right, that's absolutely what she is. Yeah, she thumps her chest. You're looking at one. There you go. She pauses, considering something. Then, suddenly, she reaches into one of her many pockets and pulls out a small transport rectangle punched with holes. Text glints within it, reading, Cadet, Stripe Line Express. You take it. Cadet, she flexes proudly. That's me. Stripe Line is my outfit. Kamal's the dispatcher, small outfit, but we punch above our weight. Dispatchers here in Spindle Core, but I run the transit tunnels up and down the spindle 10 times a cycle. You need anything moving on the spindle, data, tech, messages, too hot for the hard line, you come for me. You're a courier. Got it in one. She kicks off the wall and mounts her bike, triggering a small burst of compressed air to keep herself steady in the transit passage. You hear a buzz of distorted speech from what you assume is her dispatcher. Cadet angles her head to the communicator and mutters back into it. Got a hop, sleeper? She looks over at you and as something flickers in her eyes. An idea, or perhaps just a realization. You might be able to help me with something. Package has been bothering me. She squints up and down the passage. She squints down the passage. Come to the office at Stripline in a few cycles and I'll show it to you. Sure. We'll call in a favor on account of me saving you from being flattened by a hauler, she winks. Now, you better get out of here before another hauler tries to squish you. You step back as she twists the handlebars and a burst of air sends her flying down the transport corridor at an unsettling speed. You watch her go, slightly caught off guard by her final remarks. What would a courier need you for? You turn the idea over in your head as you find a way out of the transport corridor, back to the safety of the main concourse. You did miss Nenny by like 3 minutes. In fact, I think Nenny may even still technically be here, but is no longer at her PC. And hello. This says repeatable. Does this mean come back in a while? Yeah, okay, so it needs 2 cycles. Alright. How's the game? It's pretty fun. It's a lot of reading. I've been reading for nearly 3 hours. But it's like a text adventure. It's very cool. It's like super sci-fi, cyberpunky. I played some of the first one, but only about as much as I've played of this one. What can I do? So this cycle, so I need 3 more cycles until this is done. So on the last cycle, we can check this out. Can we do the... Oh, right. I can't do anything until this is done. The trade hall, we have... Oh, that's just stuff. Is there anything... What's up here? Interface, I can do that. Should give me 100% positive. This should give me a decent one, 50-50. Give me positive. Yes, okay. So we need 2 more, which using a glitch dice is a really stupid thing to do, but it can only give me a negative, right? I don't know what a negative is in this respect. It just uses energy. It did give me 1 point though. So we can probably brute force this one, to be honest. We need to buy food, but we unlocked the next thing. So this should give us a new location, maybe? As you glide through the Pinnacle docks, you hear shouting echoing down a corridor. You tentatively change direction, your eyes fixed ahead as the passage widens into the larger bay. Others rush past you, heading towards the commotion. Your eyes are drawn by the bay's vast viewing window, which is currently being spattered with glittering shards of ice. In front of it, a dock worker is shouting to anyone who'll listen. Spacers! Workers of the Far Spindle, we need your urgent assistance. The water carrier Springtide has suffered heavy damage in its transit from Wellspring. He takes a breath. All able hands, we need you to help secure the cargo. Without this water, Far Spindle will struggle to support you. He looks desperately at the crowd. Please, any who are able, please make yourself known. Behind him, a corona of ice ejects from one of the tanks, drawing a pale halo around the ship. A handful of experienced-looking spacers push through the crowd towards the front, and dock workers start to direct them to nearby bridges. You watch the scene unfold, hesitant in your face to make someone else's problem your own. It's not really someone else's problem, though, at the same time. Because, like, we're also existing on this for another 4 days. However, the leak will be fine long after, like, until we're gone. So basically, if we don't help them, they'll be done when we're gone, and the person who helped us here will be in a lot of trouble. So we should probably try and help. Let's end the cycle. You awake to the sound of blaring proximity alarms. You quickly unstrap from your bunk and dizzily glance around. Lane? Bounty hunters? You kick off and glide to the door. As you do, Bliss pops her head around the corner. Sorry. They look a little sheepish. In all honesty, it's not my fault. Your wiring's all backwards. It takes you a moment to understand what's happening. You steady yourself against a door frame. Not cool? Seriously? No, like they're helping us. I'm not going to be a dick to them. Sorry, just a little jumpy. I get it. Bliss looks down. Didn't mean to wake you. Takes you a while to get ready and drift down to the mess to see what's happening. By then, Bliss has turned off the alarms. You find them unspooling wires from a hatch you'd never previously noticed in the mess's ceiling. Sorry again, Sleeper. The voice comes through the ceiling panel, muffled and dull. You settle at a stool, neatly tucking your legs behind the crossbar. How are you doing? Me? Bliss' muffled voice comes through. Voice echoes around the room. I'm working. Helps keep my mind off things. How's the ship? I'm not going to keep poking at the life. Bliss spins deftly, hooking the legs into the open ceiling so that from your perspective they're hanging upside down. Almost done, if you can believe it. The messy hair floats around their head. A couple of cycles worth of diagnostics and I'll be happy enough to release her back to you. A yawning Seraphim drifts in. He looks between the two of you, amused. What are you both doing up so early? You and Bliss exchange amused looks. What? You didn't hear the alarm? He shrugs. Heavy sleeper. You drift over to the mess's cupboards to hunt down some breakfast. You turn back to Bliss, but they have disappeared back into the ceiling panels. Before long, the mess is filled with the shrill screech of a power tool. Seraphim looks totally unfazed and hooks himself into a stool, lazily sucking at a ration pouch while he taps away at his slate. The screech finally stops. After a while, you kick off your stool, time to head out. Bliss rushes after you, stopping you in the passageway before you can leave. I have something I want to show you. What is it? Bliss leads you off the main corridor into a corner of the ship you don't remember visiting before. You come into a room with low sloped ceilings, a single round window illuminating some neat tool storage, and a workbench set in the wall. Are we getting a new thing? Can we make stuff now? Look, I'm no specialist, but I'm a quick learner and good at repairs. And I think you have need of me? Oh, do we get to have Bliss on the ship? Okay. Sure. Can I take a look? Yup. Oh, you want to fix me? Because I'm a robot. Or an android. Or something along those lines. They smile and lead you towards a workbench. They turn your arm, looking at the tears from all angles. They reach over to a workbench and take a small sealant gun from the rack. You look at the setup. It's basic, but it looks clean and well organized. They gently close the tear with sealant, pressing the edges together so it closes up neatly. After they're done, they release your arm and you can barely see the scar. Bliss admires their work. See? They smile. I know it's more serious than a tear, Bliss folds their arm, but I can handle it. They turn and search through a set of metal drawers for a moment. Here, they produce a couple of carefully machined, pristine components. We're saving these for an important job, they wink. I guess I just found it. Bliss pushes the components into your hands. Take them, and when you're ready, come up here and we'll fix you up. These are a rare find, though. In future, we might have to make do with something lower quality, they wince. You can find scrap components at most scrapper ships, like the one that's hanging around the underhang. The better the components, the easier they'll integrate with your system. Bliss leans on the workbench. I'll do my best to keep you running. Why help me? You are a guest at my bay, and I can't have my guest's body collapsing now, can I? Plus, I think it benefits me if you think of me as indispensable. You're totally going to invite her onto the ship. I'm okay with that. I should get back to fixing the ship. They leave you in the workshop among the simple tools, considering the particular qualities of your new friend. Cool. We need to eat, and we don't have any money. Dice repair is now available. We are getting something new. What does it cost us? Okay, so components are needed. Okay. You can't do it during a contract. I can't fix them because they have to be fully broken right now. So that's fine. Oh, I've got you going for supplies. We don't need supplies. Wait, why is our fuel half? Wait, did you increase our fuel supply? We didn't have that much space before. Yeah, just do odd jobs because we need money really. What do we have? Oh yeah, we have the problem with the leak. Can I fix the leak? I mean, I have a 6 here. What else can I do today? Signal station. Interpret signals. I can get basically I can earn a little bit of money. What is this? Oh, this is just another gambling thing. Yeah, like, I don't... I'm gonna lose all my money if I do that. I don't have any money anyway. What's down here? Oh, this is a little hard for me to get, though. Like, intuition I can do, I think. Yeah. Intuition I can do. I kind of want to fix the leak, though. Because I don't really want another place we're leaving to blow up or die when we leave. We can probably fix it pretty quickly. 5. Make that 6. That 4. Oh, I haven't got any energy. Crap. Hang on. Let me go back to the ship. I forgot to eat. Whoops. Fixed it. We've got a 3 still. Give me a positive. Neutral. That's fine. We can get away with it. Yeah, it's still okay. It turns to a 3. We can do that. Neutral. Okay, so we can fix that tomorrow. Cool. All right. I can't do anything else. I don't have any more dice. So. Oh, and tomorrow we can go to strip line. So let's sleep again. Should wake up with a little bit of crit or chit, where the hell the money is in this game. More problems then. You jerk suddenly awake. A fragment is lodged in your mind, a shard of sound, a signal, a tone. It resonates like tinnitus, obviously internal, inescapable. You look down to see your hands blurred, your fingers dancing as if they were typing. Settle them. Your fingers flap like caught birds. Take control. It takes all your focus to settle them. You force yourself back into them, a sensation like squeezing on a tight pair of gloves. You flex your hands a little to feel them, test them. What was that? You take a deep breath to calm yourself, but as you do, you're reminded that you don't need to breathe. It is a claustrophobic sensation you cannot shake. You get up, push off the wall, pull on your clothes, anything to escape the dream that hover there at the back of your mind. Seraphim drifts in casually, heading to his bunk to grab something. You can't shake the strange sensation that he has just drifted into your mind. He shoots you a glance. I said, "Are you okay?" Gives you a concerned look. You look terrible. Not really. You mumble a response. You need to talk to me, Sleeper. Seraphim gives you a look. He sighs. I know something happened back when we were leaving Hexport. What do you mean? I saw it, Sleeper. Saw something change in your eyes. He pauses, looking for the right way to explain. They were cold, fixed. I'd never seen that look before. He looks away. Back when we first met, I knew at once you were human. I knew because of your eyes. I'd never met a Sleeper before, but I knew immediately that you were no machine. It was obvious. But then, on the rig, he shivers, I couldn't see that anymore. I don't know what happened, but I am a machine? I mean, why am I going to get all weird about it? I don't know what happened. Try to identify it. What did it feel like? Okay, well, come on. Can I have one positive roll in conversation, please? God damn it. You close your eyes and recall the moment you remember Lane's voice. The rig hot and close, the numbness. And then you see it glittering in the non-space of your mind, thin and bright like spider silk. A thread. Sleeper? Seraphim's voice interrupts your thoughts. You open your eyes to his irritated face. Are you even listening? We need to get you checked up. We need to know what's happening. Seraphim gives you a stubborn stare. This isn't just about you. I've been asking around. Seraphim's face is set with determination now. There's another station near this one, Flotsam. It's a mess, an accumulation of wrecks and docked ships, but it also houses some of the best artificers in the Wash. We should go there as soon as the rig is ready. Sure. Thank you. Look, he pauses. I know I don't know what it's like to be a Sleeper. I understand there are things you can't tell me, can't show me, but I do know how fear can keep you from doing what you need to do. I'm not going to nag you about it, he sighs, but it needs to be done. He passes by you as he leaves the bunk, squeezing your shoulder as he does, leaving you to your thoughts. You finish getting dressed, feeling your body its strangeness, even though you wish it didn't. At the very least, you think you need to find someone who can stop you falling apart. Maybe Flotsam is not such a bad idea. You push the thought to the back of your mind. There's a cycle ahead and the rig isn't ready. When it is, then you'll see. Is the rig ready tomorrow? Oh, you're coming up here. Sleeper! Cadet drifts from the shadows outside Bliss's Bay, looking around nervously as she approaches. Seems like I'm going to need to call in that favor. Her face is pale and deathly serious. Are you okay? She doesn't seem to hear you, distracted by a group of spacers gliding noisily down the passage behind her. She waits until they pass. Someone hits Stripline. No idea where Kamal is. Bunch of goons tearing the place apart as we speak. She screws her face in pain. Even tried to grab me, but those muscles heads are slow. Why? Remember that package I asked for your help with? The one that was bothering me? I remember you mentioning it. I reckon it's got something to do with that. The job was a bust, an express run all the way to the underhang, but when I got there, no one home. She's whispering now, leaning closer. Place was smashed up like someone got there first. Should have dumped the package and run, but I brought it back like a good girl, stashed it in a safe spot at Stripline. Thought the sender might come back to recover it, and then they didn't. Well, I got curious. Popped it open. That was pretty stupid. She shakes her head. Stupid thing to do. Inside was a drive encrypted to hell and back. When I ran into you, well, I heard sleepers are good with data, with tech, so I thought you might be able to take a look at it. She shrugs. Now Stripline's trashed too. Here's the thing. Glances around. Back when I popped it open, I noticed the drive had a dispatch marker. Hexport. Oh god. Hexport's where we just came from. Which I might add got blown up as we left. Could it be connected to... Like, what? I wouldn't know anything. Why would it be connected to me in any way? Oh, unless someone was trying to blow it up. Blow up Hexport to destroy this. Hexport getting atomized? Yeah, that's where I'm at too. This thing was sent out from there just before it got cooked. She pauses. And with that kind of attention I've been getting, and the kind of attention I've been getting for the past couple of cycles, she slips a hand terminal from her bag, taps a couple of times, then holds it up to you. Cadet stares out at you from the screen, straight-faced and pale. Beside her picture you see in block capitals, Spindlejack, KD754, in breach of fast spindle codes B12 and F34. Reward for information leading to capture considered dangerous. I guess that's her. Yeah. Dickheads blast out at the transit channels. Every Spindlejack hauler and freight carrier is going to be watching for me. She pulls back her hand in the terminal angrily, stuffing it away in her bag. Something's going on. Anyone who can help? This is too much? Sure. No shit. She snaps her head to the side, her eyes flashing with anger. It's time for that favor, Sleeper. I mean, I don't really owe you a favor. You just got me out of the way when there was stuff happening, but I wasn't in the way. She meets your eye. My connections are burned. Hell, my whole career is gone. I need to fight back. If I walk away, there's nothing to walk away to. She softens a little. I need your help. What if I turn you in? What can I do? I can't get involved. I mean, I kind of want to know what's on the drive, because it's probably to do with Lane. What can I do? I need you to get the drive. She takes a breath. If they want it that much, then I can use it to buy my way out of this shit show. And I tucked it away somewhere safe, so my guess is they haven't got to it yet. You just slip in, I'll give you the location, and pull the thing out. Should be simple. So why don't you do it? None of this is simple, yeah. Just snatch it and go, don't overthink it. Look, this thing turns out to be worth something, you'll get your due. All I want is my life back. The drive is in the workshop. There's a loose panel behind the airbike rack. She leans in. It's taped to the back of the fuse box inside. I've got to keep heading down Spindle to overhang, past the end of the transit tunnels. No one will rat me out down there. She glances around. I'll come find you when it's done. I've still got some network access. I'll know when you go in. She winks, offering no further explanation. My bike's locked up nearby. I'm going to hop. She pauses. Do me a favor, then we're clear. Stay silent. She slips back into the shadows, and a few moments later you hear the percussive pulse of an airbike accelerating away. You know at least what it's like to be on the run, to flee for your life, and in that you feel an empathy, a connection with Cadet. But from every other angle, this looks like bad news. The kind of a sensible person would steer well clear from. And perhaps you would steer well clear, if it wasn't for one detail that's stuck in your mind. The drive is from Hexport. Is all that enough to send you down the strip line in search of that drive? Only time will tell. Okay, so I have one cycle. I think tomorrow the ship is done. Oops. We have done the stuff here. We haven't fixed this. I think we were one off, right? So we can just fix... We can help them fix this. There we go. You watch from the docking bay's viewing window as the crumpled, vast hull of the Springtide is finally welded shut by a score of bright torches, flickering against its side. Everywhere I look, I see a crisis. The voice comes from beside you, and you turn to see a man floating there, watching the repair work. You don't recognize him. I saw you out there helping the crew. He turns to you with a serious look. The Farspindle needs that water. They needed it. They needed it is less... This is more like, well, I also need that water, so we'll be extra heroic. You aren't wrong. He pauses, watching carefully. I haven't seen you on the Spindle before. What, if I may ask, is your business here? None of yours. Oh, I'm running a crew. I am running a crew. I think that's safer. He nods. I see. Springtide is my ship. His face remains impassive. At least I am her captain. I do not own her. The Lotic Syndicate, my employer, was the one who put her into service. Glad to meet you. Wait, is that where we are? I wasn't really paying it. I've forgotten what the name is. Glad to meet you. He bows his head gently. You have my thanks for assisting with the repairs. We were caught by some autonomous convoy munitions. He looks out at his ship. The Wellspring run is getting more dangerous each cycle. And after Hexport, he pauses. I do not expect things to improve. You both quiet for a moment, the loss of the station still inspiring silence in anyone who mentions it. Tell me, Malik meets your eye, as a sleeper, do you have advantage over others, or does your particular condition provide only weaknesses? There are many downsides. He nods, of course, but you are stronger, hardier, more capable than most humans. He gestures towards the Springtide. Your work on my ship only evidences your abilities. You far outperformed even my own crew. He looks at you, angling his head in deference. In conditions that are usually deadly. Sadly, despite even your good work, our losses have been great, and the administration at the Farspindle are not happy. We are to be impounded here until the Lotic Syndicate fulfills the agreed water freight. He frowns at the crumpled-looking ship. This war continues to pressure the belt. The Farspindle is right? I mean, they got attacked. What will you do? This is where you are needed, Sleeper. My crew tells me that you have a ship. You have workers. This is what I need. Oh, you give me a contract? Oh, a contract to go and get the water for you. Yeah, that makes sense. As we fled from the Conway attack, our navigator registered something of great interest. A water-rich asteroid, one I believe is previously unknown to the syndicates. He comes a little closer. For now, I have sworn him to secrecy, as I must you. But if this asteroid could be surveyed, its value confirmed, it would be more than make up for the shortfall of the Springtide. He pauses thoughtfully. So tell me where it is. Let him continue. I want you to survey the asteroid for me. It is a simple enough job, but its location, so close to the edge of the wash, is problematic. However, you have shown yourself to be very competent. If you are careful, there is no reason you should have any problems with Conway, or any other hostile party for that matter. And what do I get? I will, of course, reimburse you with a portion of the fee for the Farspindle administered our withholding from me. 250 cryo is my offer. Why not do it yourself? I mean, it's pretty obvious why. How will your employer feel about that? The Lotic Syndicate only cares that its water is delivered and its fees paid. I am free to make sure this happens in a timely and efficient manner as I see fit. Malik passes you the thumbnail drive. Here are the details on the tests I need you to run for the survey. A sample core of the ice from deep within the asteroid should give you enough material to work with. You notice a member of the Springtide's crew waiting quietly at a distance, and Malik nods to them discreetly. This is a delicate matter, Sleeper. Survey the rock, and on your return, broadcast the results to my personal terminal. The frequency is on that data. He pauses, meeting your eye. The results go to me, only me. Then once the matter is resolved, you will be paid. That means someone else is going to offer me stuff for that data. That's exactly what that means. I am needed, he nods to the crew member, but I expect you have all you need. He pauses. I have enjoyed watching you work, Sleeper. Impressed me again. And with that, he bows a little and drifts away to meet his crew member. After watching him go, you turn back to Springtide, still impressive despite being scarred with curls of ice and shiny with fresh wells. You imagine any captain of a ship that has been through a lot to get where they are. That makes a valuable ally or a dangerous adversary, depending on where you are. You hope with Malik you can find your way to becoming the former. Cool. Okay, so we've got... Wait, is that one contract? I think we've got 2 contracts now, right? Yeah. 2 contracts. 1 day until this is fixed. We don't necessarily need to go anywhere, though. But we can't stay here forever, right? We only have 3 more cycles before we need to move on. And this is the underhang, which I can't do much about. However, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out, chat. This was actually, I mean, the writing's really good. Like, it really, really interesting. My voice is not going to enjoy it because I just spoke for 3 and a bit hours. But no, it was really good. That is Citizen Sleeper 2. Citizen Sleeper 1 is almost certainly out there on sale. This I'm actually playing on Game Pass as well. So yeah, if you were interested and you want to continue the story, obviously yours may take a very different turn to mine, because you might not abandon Junie in the thing. You might not try and give the core back to swap for the fuel pipes, and then you won't get betrayed and all the rest of it. So things may happen differently for you, but yeah, it's super cool. It is a nice story. It's a really cool story. Like, I think there's a lot there.
Yip yip.
So yeah, we will be back on, I will be back on Thursday. We'll be streaming Dynasty Warriors Origins, and then, like I said, there is a big maybe on a surprise stream late Friday for Valentine's style monster games. Right. Okay. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you, Nenny, for the raid. I know Nenny is long gone. And thank you for everyone who stuck around, who followed and joined in the stream after that. I will see you hopefully again. And this Thursday, Dynasty Warriors. Next week, Avowed. More video games. Let's have some fun. And I will see you all later. Whether it is morning, afternoon, or evening. Thank you, Cyberpunk. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I appreciate all of you for being here. And I will see you Thursday. Goodbye, chat.